met him 15 years ago, I was told it was nothing like
Only a movie. I spit on your grave.
Kill them all. There's things out there.
Special work to do here, you and me.
That's much too public display of power, Paris.
Whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
And salutations. Welcome to Three Corners of Horror, live here on Horror Fiend TV. We hope you guys are going to be ready for a groovy good time tonight. What's up, Joe? Let me introduce you to the panel, making his way back tonight, who is going to continue joining us through all these decades. Robbie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, guys. It's good to be back. Life has been boring in the best possible way, so I'm happy to be back and talking horror. And for a decade that I love and a decade that I feel really changed the game in a lot of ways.
It sure did. And my beer brother, my counterpart, how you doing?
What up, Joe the psychologist? What's up, Robbie Horror? Joe, this is your year, man. This is the year you were born, son.
Yeah,
Where you at? In the beginning of
I'm in the beginning. Yes. Most of the movies that I picked were actually like 5 or 6 years old. Actually, probably by the time I was around.
Damn, son.
Yes.
You were mad old already by the time these movies came out. Son. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking
whatever.
with you.
Most of these movies are mad old. Yeah, they're all that darn mad old. But yes, welcome. This is the second one we're doing we're going through all the decades. And for this one, we are going to the 70s. The 60s, they brought in some style. But the 70s brought in the movies that will become cult classics, and not just that, but prevalent in pop culture. And with that, what we're going to be doing, it's going to be round robin. All of us have a set of 5 movies. We're going to go around and, tell us why you love the movie. Each of us will discuss whether, we saw the movie or not. But before I go to you, Robbie, let's say hello to everybody real quick.
Hello, Mrs. Tara Wilson. Hello, all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, too. Thank you for joining in. It ain't a Thursday unless we get Tara Wilson saying hello. So what's up?
Hello,
and of
Mrs.
course,
Wilson.
my man, P. Rockzilla Dale. Did you guys see that new Resident Evil trailer? Nope. Looks like they were going the route of the newer games, but I'm happy to see a final horror movie for Resident Evil instead of an action movie. Or finally a horror film. So I haven't seen the trailer. I don't watch trailers, but I'm hearing good things about it. Apparently, it's more of a standalone, and I really hope they ditch the action elements of the previous films and give us that survival horror feel, man. I can't understand for the life of me why they have not given us a survival horror film based on a survival horror game. I'm not into that action stuff, man. They're fun movies, I'm not gonna lie, but it's a guilty pleasure. But that's not what I want when I think of Resident Evil. So yeah, we definitely will have this on the channel somewhere when it comes out. Yeah. Tara adds, "Well, hello, my devilish." Oh wait, Tara, Jesus Christ, that's Lexi. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. When I saw devilishly handsome, I was like, wait a minute, Tara doesn't say that. That's Lexi. Robbie, dashing as ever. Dashing Robbie Horror right here. I'm gonna call him Dashing Robbie Horror from now on.
Oh,
I'm hoping someone mentions the 50th anniversary of the town that dreaded sundown, I'm assuming.
Ooh.
Right?
Yep.
Not the people, is it? I
town
thought
that
she was
dreaded
gonna say
sundown.
the people under the stairs for a second.
She
Here we go.
corrected
She
herself.
corrected. Here we go. You ain't getting one past me, but that's all good. We all make mistakes. P Rock says, looks like a hotel for the guest.
just guest room,
Oh.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
And Adam says, hey y'all, what up, Adam? What up, son? My man, chilling in Terra. Here is Terra. I don't like to watch trailers either. Ruins it for me. I like to go in blind. Absolutely.
I'll watch the first 30 seconds and then just literally do this.
If it's a
the
teaser
rest
trailer,
of it.
like a quick minute or something, I'll watch it. I've done it before, but the full-blown trailers, to me now,
Yeah.
they give away way too. Even the producers themselves and the directors and the writers, everyone involved in the production, gotta give away so much shit even before a trailer is even shown. By the time the movie comes out, man, you know everything. Here we go. I'm not offended. Alexi's a beautiful lady. That she is. And P Rock says the Resident Evil trailer doesn't expose much. I'm still confused on the plot. One thing I'm a little bit worried on. I don't know if you guys seen the still images. The movie looks really dark. That's a trend I don't like in Hollywood now. That every horror movie has to be really dark, and even TV too. TV does it a lot. I don't know what it is, but hopefully it's just the pictures that I saw. Thank you, beautiful Tara. And it's if it's a teaser, I'll watch it. I don't that seems a minute long. It's probably like a teaser, right? I mean, you got Rob, you saw it,
Resident Evil.
the trailer, yeah.
I saw the first 20-30 seconds of it, and then I just heard it. I literally put my hand in front. I want to like experience the trailer without seeing anything because they give away jump scares. And even if they don't give away a scare. If I see someone in a setting that I recognize or wearing a costume that I recognize, I'll be like, all right, this is going to happen at some point in the near future. And I would like to go in knowing as little as possible.
I broke my rule for Mortal Kombat, the latest one that came out a couple years ago. And in the trailer, they give away so many of the character deaths via fatalities. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? Oh, and when you go watch the movie, lo and behold, nothing was shocking. Nothing was new to me. Everything was, oh my god, this is the whole fucking movie. So yeah. All right, well, one more here. Oh, JR, what up, son? Yeah, sorry, fellas. Couldn't join you. Sick, but here to support you. Always a pleasure, JR, man. Hope you
Feel better.
Hope you're feeling better, man. I know, man. Once we get older, man, I'm always sick, so I know what it's
Not
like.
me.
Yeah, Joe's like the opposite. The older he gets, he's like a fucking polar bear blood, man. What the fuck? Son?
No, the only thing is my wrist. My wrist is swollen. That's about
He
it.
doesn't get you don't get sick, but you get all these physical ailments, usually done by your own self.
Usually, I don't know how this one happened, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, I barely get sick. But I will say I am one of those that when I get sick, the first day it is true, men are babies. I'm like the biggest baby, but by day 2, it's like, no, I want to get out of bed, leave me alone. I want to get up and move. I don't like, I'm not in bed and sulk kind of person at all.
Right.
I can't.
I am.
When I'm sick, I'm a baby.
No.
I become the biggest baby when I'm sick. I'm in bed.
So wait, how old are you guys again? How old are you, Robbie?
I'm turning 40 in a few months.
40. All right. So
Baby
when you
over
get
here.
sick in your 40s, because you're in your 40s, right, Ricky?
Yeah.
All right. So when you, especially in your 40s, and you do that whole laying around, all of a sudden you're like, oh, my back.
Yep.
Oh, like you're actually like getting pains from trying to just lay there. So, and they get worse, which is why I always get up.
My knees, my
we go.
hip. I'm like, oh, great.
Yep.
Here's where it starts.
Yep. So, and it gets worse and worse during the 40s. That's why at that when
Fantastic. Love it.
No, but you'll work to you, like he said, you don't smoke, but if you did, you smoke and you
Oh,
work it out.
I do. Yeah.
All right, yeah, smoke and work it out. I mean,
It helps.
Look at that. It's
That's
weird,
what you
man.
gotta
I can't when I'm sick, man. I don't do anything. I just sit there and just drink a lot of water and just I don't know. But hey, man, everyone's different. So I don't got that. I don't got that crocodile skin like Joe, man.
No, I will say I will. The one, it's a guilty pleasure, I guess you can call it. I will watch some Lifetime movies when I'm sick.
True
Oh,
crime,
boy.
for sure.
Yeah, you do true crime? Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I do those really bad, like
Someone whose life is worse off than mine right now. You know?
yeah.
This is for regards to Robbie, a fellow smoker. Yes.
Right after this, for sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Robbie, I'll go to you first. As I said, give us any information, why you love it, blah blah blah, and we'll give our little takes on it after it. Then Ricky will be you, and then me.
Oh
Gotcha.
man, all right, no pressure. So the first movie I'm going to go with is Carrie by Brian De Palma, based on Stephen King's first published novel. I don't know if it's the first one that he actually wrote, but yeah, I think that's a beautiful film. Brian De Palma is a director who, he's done like Sisters, he's done Femme Fatale, Dress to Kill, kind of a controversial director only because people claim to think that he's style over substance. I think this is one of the rare occasions where the style and the substance are both in very heavy display. It's a really beautiful and sad story. It's a tragic movie about adolescence burgeoning into womanhood. It's about bullying. It's about generational trauma. It's about religious idolatry. There's a lot of different layers of it going on. Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie are two of the few actors who have been nominated for horror films. We just saw Amy Madigan win for Weapons. That does not happen very often, and that's because their performances are just truly excellent. The film stands up to this time. The prom scene alone is incredible in that it starts off very dreamy, very romantic, very lush, and then by the end it's very a lot of split screens, a lot of harsh neon colors, fire. It's a beautifully art sequence. But I just think it's a great film. And every time I watch with someone who has not seen it, the first thing that they say is, that was a very sad movie. And it's true. It's a horror film that really does tug at the heartstrings, because you feel for Carrie, and you see what she has to deal with in school and at home. Meanwhile, she's wrestling with these powers that she is only starting to really come to grips with and starting to use to her advantage. And at the prom, as we know, she ends up burning down the entire school. And it's an ending that reminds me of Midsommar and The Witch, in that it's, on one hand, it's good for her, but on the other hand, if you take a step back, there's a lot of tragedy layered into it. And from one lens or another, it can be a very triumphant ending, or it can be a very tragic and sorrowful one. But what do you guys think of Carrie?
I fucking love the movie. It's probably one. It's actually, man, I see it so many times. Am I muted? No, you're muted, Ricky. Oh, you're muted though. So I've seen it many, many, many times, and actually, we have it on the schedule for the 50th anniversary.
Ooh.
So I was actually looking, so I can tell you the date. That way, that's going to be November 5th. So we'll be reaching out to you for that one to discuss the 50th anniversary of that one. But I mean, as you said, it's classic. It's one of those that are quotable. I will say what I found, even now, I think maybe I found this out this year through the fact of closed captioning, was the shower scene and what the girls were chanting. Because what they were all chanting, it's so much over each other that you sometimes didn't make it out that they're saying, plug it up, plug it up.
Yeah.
And seeing that on closed captioning, I'm like, oh my God, what a horrible thing for her to keep listening a chorus of girls screaming to her, plug it up, plug it. And I didn't know until this year that that's what the girls were saying. But that goes to show you can watch this movie so many times and you will still find something new in it, because it's just timeless. I didn't put it on my list because I was like, Robbie's gonna come on. I know he's gonna have this one, and it opens up for some of my other ones.
Yeah, that opening scene, similar to the prom scene, it has an arc to it. That opening, it's that these girls are changing, they're all laughing, they're all swatting each other with towels, they're having a great time. They're enjoying the camaraderie with each other. And there's Carrie by herself in the shower, being very much the loner, that everyone's kind of putting their own insecurities and projecting them onto her. And then she has her first period. And for her, who has not been taught about this, her mother has not even entertained the thought of telling her about it, because it's just something that she doesn't believe in, and she believes that it's sinful. So for her, it's a terrifying experience. And just the way that the vibe of the scene shifts on a dime, to the point where the girls are all, whether they realize it or not, are deeply traumatizing her even further. But that opening scene, there's so many scenes like that where it's just multiple emotions and multiple feelings in one. And like I said, Brian De Palma is usually a style and craftsmanship director first, but this is one that actually really has a lot of emotion in it, and a lot of beauty, and a lot of sadness to it.
Didn't he do the one with John Travolta? Was it
Blowout? Yep.
Blowout. That was him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What about Ricky?
There's like three things that whenever I think of Carrie, I come up with. Obviously, what comes to mind first is the bathing in the pig blood, which that's so iconic. When you think of Carrie, and so many other films emulated like that visual, it's incredible. And the ending to me, every time I think of this movie, it always stands out. I love endings where it just it shocks you. You're like, oh, and then it's over. Like, wait a minute, what? It gives you something to kind of think about after the film is over. You kind of reflect on everything you just watched, and then that little nugget it gives you, you even think about, wait, what can that mean? What is it? And then, of course, John Travolta, he's fucking the villain. He's a fucking asshole. I always joke about and Christine.
Christine.
Remember, I always say the fake John Travolta's
Fake
in that
John
movie.
Travolta.
I mean, come on. Now this is the original guy right here, the original bully. Come on, they got mirror image, man. Anyway, that's what I think of those three things. I mean, this isn't a movie that I go to a lot, but it's a classic. I can't deny that. Sissy Spacek, man, what a performance! Because they didn't pick like the most beautiful person in the world. She felt down to earth, real, especially for that time period. It just worked. Everything was just like
She was beautiful though.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
But,
they made her.
But
The
the other
actress is
girls put
beautiful.
makeup on.
But,
I know, but
yes,
the other girls did their hair, had the makeup
yeah.
on, whereas she was a plain Jane.
Exactly, because the filmmakers made sure those other girls stood out while she was plain Jane. You could see the freckles and all that. I just love that. I just love the character because of that visual. She's not. It ain't like Jennifer's Body where everyone's beautiful. I'm not picking on that movie.
Yeah, no.
First movie that
but
popped into mind.
No,
But
it's
you know what I mean.
It gives you realness.
Yes, it's a real person. You could attach yourself to that person. You know people that look like that. You're not looking at a model or anything to that nature. So yeah, that's why Carrie. It's a very memorable film because of the performances, and at the time, shocking, yes, but it also dealt with like something a lot of young women go through, like you mentioned, the menstrual cycle, puberty, like that. That alone for a young person could be a horrifying experience, and using that kind of
I'm a guy.
using that for trauma and horror. I mean, it's a good choice. And Brian De Palma, I mean, Jesus Christ, we all know where he went out to. I mean, I don't recall how big he was then. That was like what movies? What year was this movie, Robbie?
Oh, actually, yeah.
76.
76. So
76,
what was already? So all right, he was. Oh yeah, 76. He was already.
I think Sisters
Scarf?
was before that, but a lot of his bigger ones, Dressed to Kill, Blowout, a lot of them
Scarface?
were later on.
I
Yeah,
was just
Scarface
checking
is the 80s, I
Came out
think.
in 83.
83. That's 80s film. Okay, so yeah, so this is before again. All right, cool. And this is a horror film. I mean, it's a more drama. We always talk about this horror. The subgenres, it could be anything: comedy, fantasy, drama, thrillers, everything. Anything could be turned into a horror because horror it's a part of life, man. It's just depends how you look at it.
Yeah, this I think if I had to pick a subgenre, it's probably a coming of age horror.
Yeah.
In a lot of senses of the word, people stepping into their power and not being sure exactly what to do with their rage and all the things that they're feeling. When Carrie blows up the school and incinerates most of her classmates, it's complex. It's like, yes, we understand why she did it. We've been with her in her POV the entire movie, but did a lot of those people deserve that? Probably not. But at the same,
No.
it's a lot. It's not. She's not a hero or a villain. She's a human being who had something very wrong happen to her, and that her
snapped.
reaction is outsized for sure.
Yeah. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
didn't
just
have the support system,
Yeah.
and her mother was like the worst. Again, there's
Piper Laurie. I mean,
Incredible.
sucks to say it, but yeah, there's parents like that, especially like
And I
single parents.
liked it. I liked it. Oh,
She's
I
so
Joe.
she's so good. And actually, I was watching an interview where they offered her the part. She hadn't done a movie since like the 60s, and they offered it, and she was like, I don't get it now. And then she went back to it because her husband was like, no, read it again. You know that De Palma has got like a satirical kind of edge to him. She read it and she was like, oh my God. And she's like, this part, there's humor in this, and just how broad the characterization is. So when she infused it with a little bit of dark comedy, like the dirty pillows, all that stuff, she really found her way into it. And it's a brilliant performance.
Oh, it's
and
a real performance,
And it was because when
it don't
she
feel performative,
when especially when she talked how she got knocked up and the voice that she changed, like she kept this one voice that she's like, I can't help myself, I liked it, and you can see that inside of her was still burning this person that she's been repressing, and this repression and this blind faith that she's had has caused her to fucking gone nuts. Before I go to Rick, because one of the questions I'm gonna have for you guys is gonna be about remaking some of these movies. We don't have to go in complete detail, but did you like or dislike the Carrie remake with Chloe Moretz?
I'm indifferent.
I'm excited to see what Mike Flanagan does with it. It's going to be a
I am
TV series
curious.
soon. The movie, I mean, I was a little disappointed because it said that it was going to go back to the book and kind of, capture what made the book so special as opposed to the changes that they made. But I feel like a lot of the changes that they made were exactly what the original movie did anyway. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember being like, well, we've seen a lot of this done already.
Yeah.
But done better.
Better.
And I like
That's always
I love Julianne Moore, don't get me wrong. And I love Chloe
Yeah.
Moretz, but they were not able to capture what Piper and
It's-
Sissy were able to do.
Again, yeah. I mean,
No.
look at Chloe, and no, I mean, she's a beautiful girl. Don't get me wrong. I'm not harping on that. But again, you go to Sissy Spacek and just her visual, she just seems like a real person. It doesn't feel like a Hollywood star. I don't know how big she was in the 70s. I was too young when this came
No,
out.
she was a teenager when this
But
came
I'm
out,
saying,
so
but
this was-
as
she
in
wasn't-
Hollywood, was she known like Chloe Moretz
This-
right now? Everyone knows
no.
who she is.
She had done one or two major films like Badlands, but she was more like an indie actress.
that's what I
She was
mean,
not
like,
like a
when-
huge star.
Yeah, see,
Chloe-
they make remakes now and they get the hottest star. Jenna Ortega, for example, will put her in everything.
Well,
Yeah.
and Chloe,
Yeah,
we Chloe, we saw her as Hit Girl.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now you want us to believe this is Carrie when we've seen that this girl can
Literally kick ass. Yeah.
kick ass. So yeah, and I mean the same thing. It was okay. It was not able to capture the magic that was created by the two actresses,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
OG. All right, Rick, what's your movie?
Oh, hold on. We got a lot of comments to catch up to. I think this is for Robbie here. PY asked, sativa
yeah,
or
the-
indica? I'm a sativa person. Here, need that energy. Indica puts me to
Hybrid.
sleep on the couch.
Give me a little bit of
Hybrid?
both. Yeah.
How about you, Joe? What are you, Joe? You do anything, right? You
No,
don't care, right?
now I mean I'll do anything, but I'm more sativa or hybrid. I'm not a fan of indica. Indica for me is like challenge accepted. I'm gonna
Challenge
get off my couch.
No, you. Okay.
I'm making fun of him.
Yeah. They go. Let me just vet those, all right? Piva, hybrid, but more indica for me. I only use sativa to clean my house. Motivation, baby. Let's go.
Where's,
There you
where's
go.
Queen on that? We gotta find out if he does
Ooh,
clean
I
the
love
house.
smoking
Where's
sativa.
Queen?
Put music on and clean. Yeah, we need that. We need to verify
we
that.
need to verify that. Where's Queen?
Selena V, what's up, Selena V? Hello, how you
Hey,
doing?
Selena.
P-Rock says hybrids are okay, but it has to be sativa dominant. Anything with 30% indica or higher puts me to sleep.
What is happening in the chat?
My
I
man
know,
knows his
I know.
numbers. He knows his numbers, man. P-Rock,
I was
yeah,
gonna
me
say
too.
there's a whole conversation on the whole for a while there.
That's all right. Sativa music that hypes me up, or a horror film.
It
like
helps.
Terrifier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, Joe, take it over.
Bless you. Oh, you want me to keep reading?
No, I had a cough. Anyway, sorry. I thought I muted and I coughed into the mic. And I apologize. All right. Okay, let's skip these here. That's
keep
why
going.
I'm super chill on live stream with you guys. And the last one here. No, it's not the last one. Okay. Adam says Carrie is absolutely horror. Had I had those powers back in high school, I would have had a movie too.
Same here.
Yeah,
It's
same.
been quite a show.
Love Caddy, OG only, and Dirty Pillows. What's that in reference to, Joe?
That's what the mom. That's
You
what
guys
the
got
mom-
dirty
You
pillows.
can see your dirty pillows.
Never
yeah,
mind.
they can
never
see her
mind.
dirty pillows.
And I like Jenna Ortega too, but she's my go-to example when someone that gets popular and they put her in everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, Carrie is a hard role to cast, but
Yeah.
oh my god.
I would have given Carrie that D. There you go. My man's honest. He's honest. Alright.
And then when she would have seen him with another girl, Carrie would have just blown him up at that point.
All right, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna make. I know you guys probably haven't seen this one, so I'll make it quick. I know Joe knows I talked about this movie before. And I've even had a video dedicated to this movie on Horror Fiend Drive-In Theater. But I always like to mention it in case anyone hasn't heard of it. It's a vampire film from 1977, George A. Romero's Martin. Now, this movie, I'm gonna tell you right now. It's a story of this young guy who goes from, I think, Indianapolis to Pennsylvania to move in with this elderly cousin. Now, Martin believes himself to be a vampire that has to feed on blood in order to survive. Now, Martin, again, if you ask him, he's like centuries years old. He looks young still, but he's an old man. But his cousin is this super Catholic character, and he calls him Nosferatu because he doesn't, he takes him in because that's his family, but he tells him, don't kill nobody in my town. You want to kill, you leave this town, but you don't kill no one. It's a small town, everyone knows each other. But, the movie begins with this character. Robbie, have you seen this movie?
Years ago. I need to watch it again. I remember loving it, though.
The movie begins. I'll just say the beginning, but I won't dive too far into
Ricky,
it.
the stranger, the new Rennie Harlan's stranger stole the idea from that.
Right, remind me of that. Hold on, let me get into this.
All right.
I want to talk about that. But the movie begins with this. Martin is traveling. He's on a train, and he sets his eyes on this young woman. And during the night, he sneaks into her cabin, and he sedates her with this syringe, knocks her out. He takes off all her clothes. He takes off all his clothes, and they get sexually, there's no intercourse or anything like that. But he's like, sleeping with her until ultimately he slits her wrist and starts drinking her blood. Then the guy casually puts on his clothes and he meticulously sets up the room with like a pill bottle here spilled over, and to make it like it was a suicide. Cut back later when he gets into town. He's trying to do better, but shit hits the fan. And yeah, it's just a movie where you don't know if it's just a mental psychosis or if this guy really is a vampire. We don't get this. But what I love about the movie is it feels so real and lived in. Now, the house that this movie was filmed in was actually the house of Tony Buba, who is one of George Romero's longtime collaborators. He was in charge of sound design, I believe, at the time. It was his grandmother's house. So the house was not a set, no props. It was as is, to the point where they had an actual, this picture of Jesus Christ that was in my parents' apartment for, as I was growing up. So when I first watched this movie, I'm like, oh my God. That's the same poster. That's the same, a cuadro is what we call it in Spanish, but it's the same poster, So if the decor, it's all 70s, man, and it's such a good underrated movie because I think this is George Romero's most personal film as well, and I think he even says on a personal level it's his favorite film that he's ever done. And I want everyone to really watch this movie because yes, it's a vampire film in nature, but you don't know. Martin's always having these flashbacks of him back when he was a younger vampire, and everything's monochrome, is black and white. You see a lot of religious aspects and visuals, and you see a lot of lynch mobs going after him with torches, they're hunting fucking Frankenstein's monster, and you see a priest trying to not an exorcism, but kind of cleanse him in a way, and it don't work. He even his cousin always giving him the little cross, like Nosferatu, and he's like, that shit don't work. Garlic don't, because when he got to his room, the guy had garlic all over the fucking place. But it's just it's a very good movie, and John Amplis plays Martin. He's not a big time actor, but if you know horror movie, you've seen him. He played the Father's Day. He played the it's Father's Day from Creepshow. He was one of the scientists in Day of the Dead. He was also in Night Riders. He's in a lot. He was the Martinez, the fake Puerto Rican from Dawn of the Dead. He's everywhere in every Romero movie. So I love seeing this movie because it doesn't feel like a film. It feels like a movie that a bunch of friends got together and just made with passion and love. And the fact that the visual the visuals in this movie, man, everything feels like it's guerrilla filmmaking at its best. And now I'm gonna leave it there because I know you guys don't got much to add to because you know don't remember. But Joe, I keep telling Joe, man, there's a lot of movies I keep telling Joe to watch.
That you want me to see, and believe it or not, I honestly, this was on my, because I knew you were gonna do this one. I really wanted to watch it this week, and it just didn't. I didn't have the time.
I wanted to add a Romero film. I almost added Season of the Witch, which is another good early Romero film. But I really wanted to get this out there again because I think people need to discover this movie. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, God dang, like how did I never come across this movie? It's so fucking good. And the soundtrack by Rubenstein, what's the producer? Robert? No, not Jesus Christ. Romero's producer that he did Dawn of the Dead. Anyway, Donald Rubenstein is his brother. He did the music for Night Riders and did the music for this too. And it's just very organic soundtrack. It's really cool, man. So I suggest everyone check it out. Martin, 1977. Is he a vampire? Is he not? It's left up to you. So.
Look at the last comment there. Now I'm being challenged.
All right, what you got? Let's see. GR says two of mine were Willard and Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
Also great choices. I was debating adding.
I seen Willard. I'll be honest, man. I've never heard of the Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Never heard of it.
And there was a remake to Willard.
Great movie. There's a remake to that one? Oh, to Willard, yeah.
Oh, Willard, yeah. Oh,
Willard,
you know what? Yeah. I'm thinking of Willard, the one with my man from fucking Friday the 13th.
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover. So
Yeah,
wait, who was the original actor in Willard?
Oh, I don't know, because I always confuse it because of Ben.
I'll watch Rick's Pick 1. See, there you go. Now, keep in mind, Adam. Keep in mind, it's an older movie, so.
Oh no, he doesn't mind the older one. He's had.
It's not flashy. It's not flashy, but it's a Romero film, so you're gonna get. He edited it himself, so you're gonna get that classic Romero kinetic. He came from commercial, so his editing style, I fucking adore it.
Well, and before Robbie, because I know you got the movie. How far is the movie theater from you?
Like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the time yourself. I'm also keeping an eye on the time. In case we go a little longer, I want you to have enough time. So that way, if we're cutting it close, if you still haven't gotten your full list, we go down the rest of yours before you head out.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. Just want to make, because all of a sudden I want us looking. You're like, guys, I gotta go, and he's got two more. So I want to make sure we get all yours just in case. Hopefully, it won't be like 9:45. We're still here.
No, for sure.
The Black Hole is a fucking awesome. It's a Disney movie. And it definitely needs to be. I love that movie. I'm pretty sure he saw that one because of me. But that one, I just actually saw it not that long ago, and it's still pretty much yes, it's campy, but for it being a Disney and a sci-fi, that shit was scary back then.
Yeah.
All right, so mine is the Toolbox Murders, 1978. It was directed by Dennis Donnelly. We've discussed this before when we talk about older movies that you just see the cover and you go by the cover and it said Toolbox Murders. So I was here for it. And I got this one. And it is one of Stephen King's favorite movies. Have either of you guys seen the Toolbox Murders?
I've seen the remake, the Tobe Hooper remake.
Now the Tobe Hooper, it kind of went away from the original.
I'm thinking you're talking about the Tobe Hooper. So Tobe Hooper that's a remake. His
is a remake.
Ah, yes. I didn't know that. I thought you were talking about his film.
No, and here's a little fun fact for you. The guy who plays the killer in here, he was in Mario Bava's Blood and Black Lace. He's actually done a lot of Mario Bava movies.
By the way, I was gonna add that, and then my dumbass forgot. That's a fucking 60s movie.
Yeah, you would have been a little older on that. But what was great about this killer is it's basically he just used this shit in his toolbox: a drill bit, a hammer, a screwdriver. There's another character in here. His name is Kent. He is played by Wesley Ury, and for all the old heads, he played Will Marshall in Land of the Lost. And that seeing him being actually turning as to one of the bad guys in the movie, I mean, it's an exploitative film. It was probably one of the first ones I can say as far as exploitative that I had seen. It is a lot of TNA. The killer himself, he goes after sinners, and these are all tenants in this apartment complex that he owns. His nephew does the jobs on there. makes friends with Joey and Lori. Well, the killer kidnaps the girl because she looks like his daughter who had died in a car accident. Well, also he didn't know is that his nephew Kent was sleeping with his daughter, so there was this incestuous relationship going on. It's an all kinds of twisted movie, but I said it was one of the first ones as when you think of like the slasher like exploitive that I had seen, and that's why I was like, I gotta make sure to put this one on here, just because it was one of the OGs on this type, and then it explains why I'm into the shit that I'm into.
I gotta check it out. Is it streaming this one, the original?
It is actually streaming on Prime Video. So if you have Prime Video,
Okay.
it's available
All right.
on there.
I'm gonna check it out.
Sure.
Put that.
But yes, I mean it's very like the it's campy. It's older one, but I remember, you know, because it's somebody just using this shit in a toolbox. I got a toolbox. I got all that same shit in my damn.
Listen, who
Right, that's
doesn't
what I'm
have a
saying.
toolbox?
I have all that stuff in my. So it's what made the movie good, and then seeing, you know, and then because it'd been a while since I seen it, but I had remembered that when I saw it, you know, the kid from the Land of the Lost who was a hero is a fucking twisted freak in this one. So yes, as far as the 70s, you know, what I'd say is the early on, just as a slasher started, you know, getting going, especially for the 80s, this is one that I definitely recommend.
Don't Look Now, 1973.
I think is that one with is that the what's her name?
Donald Sutherland, Julie Christie.
Is that's that one? Okay, I was thinking the blind woman. Was it Natalie Wood? No, that's the dark one. I think that's the Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. And I know you guys didn't see it, so don't worry. All right, Robbie.
All right. So then my next movie is Black Christmas, 1974. I mean, if we're talking about prototypical slashers, I think this is the one that really started to kind of bring together the formula that another one of my other films later on ended up really kind of crystallizing and being like, all right, this is the set formula for the next several decades. Black Christmas is a movie that actually came to relatively late. I discovered it, I guess, late high school, early college. I hadn't even heard of it until someone on a message board was like, oh, have you seen Black Christmas? It wasn't on US DVD yet, so they were kind enough to ship it to me from Canada. Terrified me. There's a lot to love about this movie, and number one, it's just, if you're watching around the holidays, it's a really cozy movie. A lot of warm lighting inside, a lot of, you know, harsh chilliness outside. It's the kind of movie you just want to bundle up and watch it. It does a lot of things that slashers started to do much later, like number one, having the calls coming from inside the house. It's a college set slasher movie. It has a final girl, and in fact, it's also noteworthy for being a horror film that really started bringing feminism to the forefront. In a lot of ways. Number one, the ensemble is predominantly led by women: Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder, Andrea Martin. Great cast. John Saxon, but also the way that the women are written is very progressive for its time. That they appear to have lives that exist outside the confines of the plot. They have parents, they have relationships, they have messy friendships. And in the case of Jess, who is our final girl, she is pregnant but is opting to have an abortion, and that very much becomes a part of the conflict between her and her boyfriend. So in a lot of ways, this film was really progressive for its time, in a way that other slashers were perhaps not even interested in kind of catching up to. But the POV of the killer, having it be a killer with no apparent motivation, hiding in the attic. There's a lot of things that subsequent films would kind of take on. But this one, more than any other one that I can think of before, it really started putting the pieces together of what a slasher is.
Adam says, Juan made me watch Black Christmas. I was terrified. Though now we have a Black Santa. Wait, what?
What is that?
What
Like
the fuck? Wait,
So,
elaborate. What the fuck?
his father, rest in peace, had gone shopping and saw it's in the closet. He's about like this tall. It's a tall Santa
I know
Claus.
what you're getting at now. Yeah.
So he grabbed the last box and he brings it home and then puts it out in the front and doesn't realize that it's a darker skinned Santa Claus. Actually, I wouldn't even say he's black. He's more like a Puerto Rican Santa. But
Come on,
the
bro.
neighbors were
Come
wondering
on.
if it was a black
That makes no
Santa
sense, bro. I'm
that he
Puerto
had.
Rican. I'm white as fuck.
Well, no,
Well,
I know,
I'll
but I'm
get
just
to that,
saying.
I'm
But he, you know, he's tan. So I had when they put it out there, when I had gone to visit for the holidays, it scared the shit out of me because they put it up like literally right there.
That
So
reminds me. I'm sorry. That reminded me of Curb Your Enthusiasm this past season with the Black Santa. Oh no, wait, was it Black Santa? Was it a black? No, I think it was a black garden. Never mind.
But I had said, you know, I had one of the requests I had, you know, if he had passed away, I made 2 requests. I wanted Black Santa and Uncle Bob. I have.
Also, where's the Black Santa's out in the front lawn?
He's in the closet.
You're gonna
in
put
the
him out for
closet.
Christmas?
I put him out last year.
Nice. I want to say this though. Go ahead.
But that's when we started saying though. Once you have him in a different light, he's actually more caramel color than he is black. It's just because they had him in a more shaded area, and at night he looked even darker.
You gotta send me
Like-
a picture of this Santa Claus.
I will. He's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say in regards to Black Christmas, me and Joe just did the remake, not the horrible PG-13 one, the middle one, the one that's one that's better than the
Decent. Yeah.
the one that gives you the killer's origin, Billy. But my biggest critique I told Joe, and Joe couldn't believe this, and I said the remake to me, even though it takes place during Christmas, it does not feel like Christmas. It feels artificial. Now, when Robbie stated in his opening sentence that this movie feels cozy and warm, that's what makes the original so good. Between the the carolers, just the way they shoot the outdoor scenes, all the decorations, the music you hear in the background, it feels like people are actually celebrating the Christmas season in that movie. It feels natural, it feels organic, and then when the shit hits the fan within that actual house, it's like, oh my, it feels like an actual holiday horror film where everything else feels so superficial and fake. Like, all right,
It feels very lived in. Yeah.
let's put a few
Yeah.
decorations and let's change our ringtones or whatever. All right, just to remind the viewers it's during Christmas, but we don't care about any of that. That doesn't matter. No, Bob Clark made a film just like he did with A Christmas Story.
Christmas
That
Story, yeah.
felt like fucking Christmas as
Christmas.
well, bro. He nails it. And it was no exception with Black Christmas. So to me, me and Joe talked to this movie ad nauseum. So I
Because
won't add anything else,
he and I did.
but we covered it so many times,
We
but
covered it. We did the crossover for
Yeah, that's
the
what-
movies that fucked me up and Horror Fiend Drive-In Theater.
Yeah.
Because again,
you also did it too with Angel, didn't you?
well, what
Or was it
happened with
someone else?
Angel?
Someone else?
I had
No,
to-
it was
I
someone
discussed- I did, I appeared on the I Like a Spooky podcast.
I like it spooky. Yeah.
But as he said, it was the movie was ahead of its time as far as it came out during Roe versus Wade.
Mm.
So it was trying to discuss, as far as women's rights and their ability to make their decisions.
Yeah.
And I had,
Mhm.
if you haven't checked it out, the fun part about doing these is some of these movies have appeared on one of our shows on the channel. As I said, we had done the double feature, but Olivia Hussey was the original Final Girl.
I knew that's what you're gonna go for earlier, Joe.
So but because the movie is Canadian. My other favorite part of this, it's a Canadian horror. We look at Jamie Lee Curtis as the original Scream Queen, but Olivia was first.
She predated
Alright.
her, yeah.
She
absolutely.
predated her. But the thing is, even though I say it in the episode, is the fact that what's fucked up about all this is that they didn't catch the killer. They essentially drug her, leave her in bed where she can't take care of herself. They've taken away the police and everything because they think they're all like, hey, congratulations, we got him. And they leave our main lead, which you don't even know she's the final girl at that point because the phone rings again at the end.
And we
Another
don't,
classic.
we don't know what happens.
We don't know what happens.
It's so haunting that way. You're like, oh God, I have to know. But you can make up your own inference.
Well,
to what
and it
happens.
is one of there's not that many horror movies that you can watch in 2 holidays. You can watch
True.
this during Halloween, and you have to watch this during Christmas.
Yeah.
You got this and Gremlins. That's the only 2 I can think of right now.
Oh, and quick plug. There is a really solid fan-made sequel on YouTube called "It's Me, Billy." I think it's called.
I
Have you guys seen
thought I
this?
No.
It's
I heard of
really
it.
well done.
I've never seen it.
It assumes that Jess has lived. I'll put it that way,
There you go, Joe.
and it's very well done.
Well, all right. So, and then real quick, because I had asked. So the remakes, I personally did like the remake after this one, the one after that one, the one that went way too.
I didn't watch the third one, so I
The
couldn't.
third
tell
one,
you.
it didn't even have anything that had
Just
to
look
do
at the
with
cast.
what the movie
Jesus
would had to do.
Christ.
So the
PG-13, bro.
second one, I actually did. It's a guilty pleasure. One.
It's fine.
I love the actresses in it.
It had a good cast. Yeah,
it's
The opposite of where the original was very withholding, a lot of mystery, a lot of quiet, slow building tension. This one is the exact opposite in almost every single way. It's very gory, very it explains a lot.
Yeah.
And Andrea, she appeared in the OG, she's the house mother. At
She's
least
the house
they
mother.
didn't make her the alcoholic on this one, like the old house mother.
Yeah.
All right, Ricky, what's yours?
Well, let me just grab these real quick. Yours is, let's not forget Orca,
Orca's
1977. Good choice. It's a lot of movies in the 70s that were really good. I'll mention something. Adam says I was hesitant about putting it out at Christmas, not because of the neighbors, but because every time I opened the door, it startled me. This is in reference to his Black Santa. And Lexi says The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 1976. Now that character predated Baghead Jason Voorhees, if I'm not mistaken. So man.
Yep.
The original Burlap Sack. I'm also gonna say there's other movies I could have easily named in my list, like Jaws, for example. But my movies are more movies I haven't really talked, with the exception of Martin, but I haven't really talked about, or we haven't really on the channel. So my next one is gonna be a movie. I'll be honest, Joe couldn't believe this. I just saw for the first time not this year, last year now, was Phantasm, 1979. What year is this movie? 79. Phantasm. So I never got into like the visual of the tall man or anything like that. Not a movie I just avoided, but for whatever reason I just never watched it, and I decided to give it a chance. And I fucking loved it. I think I text Joe right away. Joe, what the fuck? How come you didn't slap me when you knew I didn't watch this movie? Now, I didn't
know
see
you
the
had never
sequels.
seen it. You never told me you never saw it.
There's too many of them, but no. I will say this: this movie is it's a supernatural. It's a supernatural horror. I will say this now: the music, the theme music, and I always touch upon this, bro. Movies now, horror movies now, when you go into the cinema, they could be great, like whether you into it or not. Whether it's barbarian or weapons or whatever is your choice of this new breed, music. They don't do music that when you hear it, it's a theme or it reminds you of a movie. Every music now is just noise and just like a lot of synths. There's no real like theme music. Like Halloween, for example, everyone knows that fucking music, and you hear it, it's Halloween. Now this music has that fucking theme here. I don't know the composer. I didn't write it down. Damn, Joe got blurry all of a sudden. What you do, man? You blew.
Oh, sorry. My smoke wasn't coming out. So
You're all blurry now, by the way. Anyway, this movie, the tall man he's a supernatural entity. He's a mortician. And the movie opens with some guy, Tommy, in the cemetery having sex with a woman. And this woman shapeshifts, and that it's really the tall man. He kills this person. And what this character does, and I'm assuming everyone here saw this movie. Robbie, you seen it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when I found out, like, I've seen bits and pieces, obviously, from compilations and magazines. I'm a big Fango reader growing up. But the fact that this guy took like corpses, because he was a mortician, and shrunk them down to fucking these hooded dwarves. And so he took my man Tommy, turned him into a fucking dwarf. And then our guys, Jordy and what's the kid? Mike, is it? What's the kid's name? Mike, right? And then of course Reggie. Reggie, I've always known of. Reggie, he's in all the sequels, but they go on this adventure in a sense. and it leads up to like this weird portal that into this wormhole that goes into this other world where a bunch of dwarves are like put into this like, weird slave labor. Very surreal, very unique. And the movie's bloody, it's gory. The scene when we first see the tall man and his weapons, he's got like this fucking, I don't know what this mechanical device is, that it's like this drill or whatever, that it's like a spear. She sends it to you and it impales you and it drains your fucking blood. And this poor guy, when he got his blood drained, he falls on the fucking floor. His leg twitches.
So good.
He urinates and it's like, holy shit, that shit was awesome. So, yeah, Joe, I hope you could add more to this because, again, I'm new to this franchise. I just saw the first one, but I wanted to add it here because I never really had a chance to discuss it. But this is really great chase scene in this movie as well with the tall man and his hearse. And again, this movie really set the bar for Don Coscarelli. I'm only familiar with him when he did Masters of Horror, that Showtime, when he did a
series,
an incident on and off of Mountain Road. He did that, and I thought it was fucking excellent. So this is only the second movie I've seen that or anything that he's done, and man, I fucking love this movie. Now I told you, Joe, are the sequels worth watching? Because there's a lot of them. Now I don't know if the quality holds up. So
the second was.
What did you get to add, Joe? Add it because
I did like the second. After that, kind of like what happens with like the Hellraiser and all those. The idea wears thin after a while. This was one. Same thing. The VCR cover was a very cool cover on it. Brought it home, and that tall man is the man. Yes, that tall man was the man of nightmares for a while. I mean,
Anger Scream, great actor. I've seen him in a lot of stuff, but I've never seen him as a tall man officially until
this is one that like I said, I was surprised you hadn't seen it. So when you told me, I'm like,
me too.
I mean, I figured this is so down your lane.
Bro, I didn't. I'm going through like Amazon, I think. I'm bored, and I came across. I'm like, I've never seen this. I need to fix this.
I mean, and if nobody's seen it, definitely you got to check it out. I mean, it's another one.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Rob, you got anything to add for the?
I would just add is if you look at the budget, I think it was 300,000, and you look at what they were able to do with the sets and the visuals and the imagination that went into it. With a gun to my head, I couldn't explain to you what happens in that movie. Like I couldn't explain it because like there's a lot of twists and turns. And by the end, I'm not sure if the brother's still alive. It's just like it's very surreal, and it's meant to be that way where you're not sure exactly what is
where it makes you think like, wait a minute, did he survive or not? Yeah.
But in terms of just filmmaking and just a labor of love put on screen, and you can tell this is exactly the film that Don Coscarelli wanted to make, and it still looks like it's been remastered and it looks fantastic.
Remastered, awesome.
I need to
it looks
have
so good.
And again, I can't emphasize enough the fucking score. And this movie was actually Don Coscarelli came up with this. He had a fucking nightmare, just like James Cameron. I don't know if you heard of this. He came up with the idea of Terminator during a fever dream. He was really sick, had this nightmare of this fucking crazy ass future where the machines took over. That's how we came up with Terminator. And very similarly, Don had a nightmare. I don't know what hellish visuals he's seen in his mind to come up with this, but man, I gotta have weird nightmares. I haven't had a nightmare in so long, man. I kind of miss those, bro. You don't know how many times I had nightmares where I was I've been killed by Nazis, I've been eaten by zombies, and every time I die, I wake up. I miss those, man. I don't know. Anyway.
But it's a miracle you woke up, because supposedly if you die in your sleep, you die in real life.
Bro.
Supposedly.
Here. Adam says it's 81, but Juan had me watch the original and remake My Bloody Valentine.
They're both good.
I like both.
I agree.
Yeah, you know what?
Both of them.
Me and Joe talked about these both films are pretty cool.
So mine, obviously, I know that it's another one that Ricky and I had done an episode of Horror Italiano. When we came up with the series, it was a movie that we said we definitely have to put in there. We didn't kick off with it. We wanted to do something we hadn't seen. But Suspiria from Dario Argento, I mean, listen, what can I say about the movie? There's nothing you can say bad about it. If you have not seen the movie, this is the movie that introduces the vibrant colors of horror. This is the movie that, this is why sometimes I love hearing JR and Rick when they discuss how sceneries are shot and how hues are used, because colors are meant to represent, danger.
The colors mean something in this
all
film.
colors mean something.
Mhm.
So anytime you're in a room for a different color, or you start seeing that the colors are blending in, and this is what makes this movie just a standout. And again, it is a trilogy. Ricky and I discussed all three of them for Horror Italiano, but when you hadn't seen, I think Suspiria was the first watch for you when we recorded it, right?
Yeah.
And you walked out. I mean,
well, I watched it once, and I immediately ordered the fucking film on physical.
I mean, and again, it's Susie Banyan goes to a ballet school that turns into a fucking fever nightmare dream with just it's I'm losing words because it's just so good of a movie. So
It's perfect.
Robbie, you go ahead.
Let Robbie add it, then I'll add it when it's my turn. Go ahead, Robbie.
No, I mean, I love this movie. I will. I'm not gonna lie. When I watched it in high school, by that point, I was inundated with a lot of remakes, a lot of like really fast-paced horror movies and slashers. I didn't get Suspiria at first, but then again, I was like 15. In hindsight, when I watched it years later, I was able to appreciate everything that it is, rather than the things that I didn't get that it wasn't. This is another instance where I love the remake as well, which is could not be more different, but I love them both, and I think they complete each other in a way. But the original is, like you said, it's a beautiful kind of fever dream, almost like a fairy tale, in how simple and streamlined the story is. There's the lead Susie, and there's a coven of witches, there's beautiful colors, or it's really extraordinary gore effects. It's just it really is, it's a full-on aesthetic experience rather than a great plot or a great story. It's a full sensory experience, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, what I was gonna add, and Robbie just touched upon it. I think the original is it's one of Argento's top films, and not just Argento's top films. One of like horrors. It's one of those movies that every horror fan has to watch. You know what I mean. It's special. It's unique. It's brilliant. But when I see the remake, I have never seen a remake, and there's one reason why I have not. Shit. There's one reason why I have not seen. This fucking guy. He whistled. I talked to do this anyway.
I'm here. Adam was handing me a beer. Be quiet.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm still listening to you.
It throws me off. Like, you always get mad at me.
You do it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
do it yourself. I keep moving. Love you.
I do it for reasons for the channel, though. You do it for just. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay. No, what I was saying is, I have not seen the remake because
We will.
It's so long. It's like almost 3 hours.
I know.
It doesn't feel like that.
But listen, the original is so good the way it is with that runtime. And listen, when I see the remake, right, the original is so good. Hour and 40, whatever it is, I don't know, less than 2 hours, and this was almost 3. I'm like, I can't. Joe, you know me.
I know.
I hate
You're gonna
long
have
movies.
to. I know. You're gonna have to, because I told you once we did that. Even though it was made by
I'm
the
dying
US,
to
it's
watch it,
based
but I keep
on
saying like,
this
oh,
one.
I don't have 3
No,
hours.
wait.
To
You're gonna wait because it's gonna be on Horror Italiano.
It's a great movie. It takes a lot of the narrative pieces, the historical context that the original one was in, the dance aspect, the witchcraft aspect, and it really kind of develops all those things in a really great. Again, it's not the candy colored kind of original. It's Luca Guadagnino's version, so it's very desaturated with the
I'm glad
colors.
he made his own.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
To add what he's saying, so because Robbie had said that the OG, as far as story, yes, it has a story, not a whole, the script, it's not a whole lot. Whereas the remake dives into that a little bit more. It actually helps I'm telling you, I know you're not happy with the runtime, but I will tell you that once you start it, you're not even gonna notice that the runtime went by.
I just lose interest, bro. I get anxious. I hate long
What I'm
films,
trying to tell you is that you won't. I
It's a
actually
personal
sat
thing.
it.
It's a
I know.
personal
Give it a
actually-
shot, please.
Give it a shot.
No,
He
I
has
will.
to.
I will,
He
'cause I've
has
seen-
to.
I've
We're
seen
doing it
long
for
movies
Horror
before.
Italiano. I'm not gonna do
No,
the
I
episode by
will watch
myself.
it. No, I will watch it. I'm just saying the reason why I haven't watched it yet.
Watch
You
it
gave me-
tonight.
You gave me a reason to watch it, because we're gonna cover it. But I'm glad you did, because I wouldn't. Because it's so hard for me to sit back. I'm scrolling through, I'm like, I just seen what's it, Bone Tomahawk for the first time because that's a long fucking movie. But I'm like, God, that's a great fucking film. But
yeah.
anyway.
All right, Robbie, what's your? Oh, by the way, and because we discussed, he hasn't seen the remake. I saw the remake. I did like the remake, and Robbie, you said you liked the remake also.
Love the remake.
Yeah.
I love the remake.
I heard it's
I prefer it to the original, but it's much more literally and figuratively my speed. I like movies that really kind of take their time. But yeah. So, and speaking of which, taking its time, the next movie that I have is Don't Look Now, which I think was mentioned in the chat.
Oh, you have that on your list? GR mentioned that. So he had it on his list.
Great film, directed by Nicholas Roeg, who directed The Man Who Fell to Earth, and a favorite of mine from the '90s called The Witches, with Angelica Houston.
That's a good one.
It's absolutely beautiful film, and it really kind of predates. I think it's one of the original, like, kind of, I hate to use this term, but kind of what we now consider to be elevated horror, in which it uses the filmmaking and the plot and the performances to really speak on deeper themes. And this one's about a art historian and his wife who lose their daughter tragically in an accident. Sometime later, they go to Venice, Italy. He's been tasked to help restore an old church, and several things happen. Sisters, one of whom is blind and has second sight, and who tells them that their daughter is trying to reach out to them for some reason. Meanwhile, he's also seeing something, a figure around Venice wearing their daughter's recognizable red slicker. So what all these things mean is best left to be discovered. I won't go into it, but it's a film about grief amongst two people who are sharing that grief and who are experiencing the same event, not communicating with each other, and how it alters their perception of each other, how it alters their perception of time and just their day-to-day life. There's a lot of elliptical editing in the film. There's a lot of disorienting time shifts, things that are happening that seem to be happening out of order. And it's all in service of really disorienting the viewer and making them feel like they're existing a day in the life of this couple that is trying to move on from the death of their child in very different ways. It's a really beautiful film. Again, takes its time, but where it ends up really brings this whole story home in a really incredible way. And it's not an ending that you will ever forget once you've seen it.
I've been dying to see this one. And Rick, it's actually, when you go to IMDb, the first description of it, Giallo.
Don't Look Down?
Yeah.
It says that? Really?
When it gives you, it's Giallo, psychological drama.
It's a Giallo.
Psychological horror.
Oh,
which would be under me also. So I have not seen this one. This one's one that I have heard of, same thing, for years. One of those, I just don't know why I never got around to watch, but it's definitely would be on my list of, especially now doing this one, since I think we should all give ourselves a challenge. Yes, I will watch Martin. I know you've been like 3 years of telling me to do it. I promise I will. Another challenge we should give each other is, when we're doing these decades, is that, we should try to watch some of these movies, because there's a reason we're putting them out here. But yeah, I haven't seen this one, and I don't think there's even a remake to it. I mean, it's
one of the few classics that has not been touched. I would say before you watch it, I don't know why it says Giallo. I would not go into it with that expectation. It's very much a psychological horror drama, that kind of thing. There's an element to it. What's that?
Giallos could be psychological horror.
Let me know after you watch.
It's not the way that we're used to from what we're covering with horror.
Giallo is pretty much.
There's one particular element that I can see why that would say that, but let me know once you've seen it. Let me know if you feel like
I'll watch it. And I'll let you know.
I'll let you know too.
And it's less than 2 hours. It's 1 hour 50.
Listen, I saw Titanic in the theater 7 times. Okay, so.
Fair enough. That's another. It's another plus.
About the long movies, but anyways.
Yeah, Joe, it's what it is when you're nice and your buzz starts to go down. Come on, man.
I know.
Movies are too long, but that type of movie.
Sometimes if you're gonna drink, you sneak in a flask. But all right, what's your next one, Rick?
I'll keep this one really quick, but I had to throw this in there because it is a '70s John Carpenter film. and it is Assault on Precinct 13. And I want to bring this up specifically because, to me, this is people was it's maybe it's an action film or it's like it's a
It's home invasion.
it's
in a precinct.
yes, what it is, it has horror elements because yes, it is. Think of the premise of Night of the Living Dead, right? You're trapped in one isolated area with an unknown force drawing itself upon you slowly and just gaining stronger and stronger. So if you haven't seen this fucking film, it's John Carpenter based it off Rio Grande, which is one of his, I think his favorite director, Howard Hawks, one of his. It's a Western film, which is very similar. It's a group. Think about it as it's a Cowboys and Indians, right? As opposed to that movie and John Carpenter's version, it's the police and the criminals, the convicts within the precinct teaming up to take on even worse fucking criminals trying to get inside. I won't say why they're doing this in case no one hasn't seen it, but the movie.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm talking about if somebody's watching this. Now,
Oh, got it.
So the reason why it may seem like more like more like a Sylvester Stallone Cobra type movie, right? One of those action. What would you call that, Joe? What would you call those? It's action, crime action, or I don't know what subgenre.
Crime thriller.
Yeah, it may seem like that on the surface, but first of all, the villains never talk. It's a gang. It's a gang made up of all types of races. They're cholos, and they got the African Americans. You got the Nazis. The Aryan Nation guys. They all come together in blood, and they form a blood pact. I won't say why, but they form a blood pact onto that precinct. Means to the death. These guys are fearless. They're like suicide bombers, man. They don't care if they live or die. Again, there's no dialogue between any of the villains. It's all them going straight into this precinct and killing whoever they can just to kill everyone. They're cut off. They shut the power off, and no one could get in or out. And the way there's a shootout in the beginning. They kill a lot of people, but the way these criminals make this, they take all the bodies and other cars and move them. So when other police go around to do a check-in, everything seems normal. So the people trapped inside this precinct, they can't get no help. You got a cop that's on his first day here in this precinct. You got a couple you got a receptionist. You got another person that works in the precinct. You got a few prisoners. One of the coolest motherfucking characters. Have you seen Ghosts of Mars, Robbie Horror?
Oh yeah, not for a long time.
No, have you seen Assault on Precinct 13?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay. So Ghosts of Mars, John Carpenter basically remade his own movie, but on Mars. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same concept. Even though Ghosts of Mars is a guilty pleasure, I'm not gonna lie. But this movie here is so raw. It's gritty. It's violent. I love the hero characters in this movie. The bond that the cop and the convict. You got Napoleon Wilson, who's this guy's on death row, but you don't know. It keeps hinted at that he killed people, but he seems like a morally complex character. He don't seem like a psycho, or he enjoys killing people, or he just does killing for no reason. You don't know why he's on death row. Maybe he got a bad rap or bad luck. We don't know. They kept it vague, which is cool. But the character is so cool, and these two guys come together, and with a few other characters in this precinct, and it's just them, like 5 people versus a fucking army of like faceless thugs, no remorse, no repent, just going into this precinct, like, no rules, man. They don't give a fuck, bro. They just want to kill everybody inside. And again, there is a reason why. I don't want to say it in case you haven't seen it, but this movie has horror elements, even though it don't seem like a horror film. These characters, bro, because it's real. Like me, living like here in Bridgeport, right? There's plenty of bad urban areas that we know people like this, man. So these villains, even though they don't talk, but just their visual, like what they do, their actions, the reason why they do things, it's relatable. It feels real, and it feels like this can happen. To me, that's horror. That's a real life horror. So I wanted to bring this up here. Again, I covered this movie as well on Horror Fiend Drive-In Theater, but I never really got to talk about this film with anyone else. So if you guys want to chime in, go ahead.
Barbie, I'll let you go first.
I don't have too much to add. I really enjoy this film. I haven't seen it. This is another one I haven't watched since early college years, so I really want to revisit it. But I remember it being right in step with Carpenter's filmography, in which it's very intense, very straight to the point. Carpenter's not a filmmaker who likes to mince around with a lot of words and a lot, so it makes sense that the villains in this one don't have any dialogue amongst each other. But I do want to watch it again. It's a really clipped, really intense film, and it's as dissimilar as this film and Ghosts of Mars are, you can tell it's the same filmmaker.
Yeah.
For sure. And they do share a lot of similarities, to be fair, but they're also
same plot,
wildly
everything.
different in other ways. But yeah, I enjoy that.
How
one.
about the score too? Again, John
Yeah.
Carpenter did the music.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I implore anyone, when you put this movie on and you hear that dum doo 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 dum, like, oh my god, right from the very beginning. Again, there's hero music in this movie. So movies don't have theme, they don't have soundtracks, soundscapes. It's gone out the window. It's gone. Nothing. You leave a movie, you don't know what the fucking music you just heard. It's not memorable.
Nothing's
The
memorable.
time of like
No.
iconic themes is
No, it's gone. It's gone,
far and
man.
few between. Yeah.
It's crazy how much that could add to the longevity of a film, because it adds character to it, and it's a lost art in my opinion. And you know what I'm saying?
And what I have to say on it, it's visceral, isolating, and claustrophobic.
It is very claustrophobic.
It is. That is like the feeling you get when you watch this movie, when you, especially as they keep coming in, like it's if you have not
it's just
checked
scary.
it out,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It's a home invade. Listen,
I like how you
everybody-
said that. Home invasion. That's a good.
Everybody
shout.
loves the first Purge. What's the damn it, Funny Games.
Mhm.
Both the French and the American home invasions. That's horror. It's a home
Yeah.
invasion that took
It
place.
could happen.
It's still just because it's not a house.
Oh.
It is still home invasion element, which is the. Go ahead, because
No, I'm sorry. Two more things. One thing, because you mentioned the home invasion and it's real and shit. There is one scene here that's what sets the action in motion in this movie is pretty brutal, and it's not for everyone. I know it could trigger a lot of people. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie, obviously. So when I first saw it, I couldn't believe what I just saw. Like, it blew me fucking away. And also the dialogue is Carpenter. He has fun with this movie. There's one line where the main character is an African American gentleman. I forgot his name. He recently passed away too, unfortunately. I believe he did. But he comes into the precinct, and the receptionist that's working there, she asks him for coffee. He goes, yeah, I'll take some. How do you like your coffee? Oh, no, she goes to him, black, like black coffee. He's like, he goes, for over 30 years. Anyway, go ahead.
So on this one, there was a remake. I also did see the remake. And John Carpenter was part of with the writing. And on that one, it was Ethan Hawke, Lawrence Fishburne, Gabriel Byrne. Did you guys see the remake?
Yeah. No, I've never seen
Didn't
the
see
remake.
the remake. No.
It's PG-13,
didn't?
wasn't it? What's it PG-13? Check. There's a reason why I didn't see it. Damn, Joe.
Damn it, where
come
the
on,
fuck
son.
is it?
That's all right, man. Hey,
Well,
you got,
everything else is
you
there
got a
except
comment.
for the
Read
fucking rating.
your comment. Read your comment.
Hello, my boys. Missing my middle son, JR. Robbie, welcome. Looking very handsome, too. Good evening,
Aw.
my boys. Oh, you got my mom's approval.
Adrian. I really
Um,
liked Assault on Precinct 13. It's one of my favorite
classic.
movies.
That's a
man.
classic.
Jesus
But that's the thing,
Christ.
though, is that the movie has
That
been pigeonholed.
music. God dang, that music.
The movie has been pigeonholed on being an action movie. It's John Carpenter. Most of his shit is horror.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Just because you're involving, criminals and police, does it have to be action? There are criminals and police in horror movies. So that this is the thing that with Assault on Precinct 13, why it has its fans, but a lot of people in horror don't realize it's horror.
Yeah,
It's only because it's been always classified as more of an action. when
It's
not.
76, so this is his film that leads into
Before-
Halloween. Yeah.
Yep.
All
right.
Go. I have to take care of something important,
Hey.
so I'll be back.
So mine is The Amityville Horror, 1979, directed by Stuart Rosenberg. You live in Connecticut, so you know. When you
Oh,
grow
yes.
up, when you grow up in New England is where everything got started, and there's a lot of old houses, and some of these old houses have stories behind them. And I did grow up on the old haunted house movies, but when this one came out, you know, it's in Amityville, New York. New York is part of New England, and with all the lores that Connecticut already has, you know, you've got the New England, and it's this, you know, it takes the story of Ronald DeFeo, which the Warrens were involved with this also. So for all you Conjuring fans, it's just one. It still stands for me as one of the original haunted house movies that scared the fucking bejesus out of me. I love James Brolin and Margot Kidder in the movie. The kids, you know, I still remember the scene where, you know, he's fucking with the spider, and then the windowsill comes down on the hands, crushes his fingers. I mean, I see this movie at least once a year. I actually, when I told Rick, when I sent him the list, I just saw this like 2 weeks ago. And it's one of those movies that if I'm scrolling around, if it's on, I'll put it on. Is it a 5-star movie? No, it's not. There's a nostalgia in it, but the nostalgia comes from growing up where I came from, is, you know, these old story of these old houses that you hear, you know, everybody talks about, and then here comes this movie. And I'm not gonna lie, for many, many years, I was trying to, you know, ball up and go to the actual house. I really wanted to get close to the house just to see it for myself. But then I was kind of worried if I did, some demon would jump into me or some horrible things would start. So I never got there. But I mean, for me, this one is, especially when I think of 70s, this one is right there. I mean, the hair, the looks, everything about this movie is pretty much 70s. But it's, for me, as far as when it comes to haunted houses, it's one of my favorite. And not that I'm saying that the house is haunted itself, but because I would put this, it's supernatural, but because the house is basically the focal point, that's why I say haunted, even though I know it's not. But as far as a movie involving a house itself, this is like top tier for me, one of my favorite ones. How about you?
Yeah, I enjoy this. I have actually driven by that house. In college, I went to school for a couple of years. I went to school like pretty much down the street from Amityville, and my friends and I, we got in a car. We went over to that neighborhood. My friend got out and knocked on the door. Whoever's watching this, don't do that. The people who live there, I don't know if they still live there. Maybe there's been a lot of turnover or what have you, but they were not happy. And so we got back in. We're like, all right, let's not do that again. But you know, the idea that the house still has, it doesn't have quite those kind of eyes.
They got rid of
it. They got rid of it, but you can still tell it's that same house. It's like the house was built facing forward, and then someone just went and turned it on its side. It's the only one in that area that looks like that. The film, I do enjoy that one. When it comes to supernatural or haunted house movies, I'm very particular in that I prefer films like Session 9, The Shining, The Haunting, where it's almost more about, and this goes into that too, where it's more about how it affects the characters rather than seeing a ghost or seeing that. It's much more about sound and feeling, because that's when I experience haunting, that's what it feels like for me. I don't see anything necessarily, but it's about the feeling that you're being preyed upon, or that something is trying to reach out to you, and how does it impact you psychologically, what have you. So I do enjoy this one. The fall Halloween vibes are on point. You know, James Brolin and Margot Kidder are great. They're, you know, both gorgeous in this movie. And it's I should watch it again. It's been a while.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I have seen this like 2 weeks ago, and it's funny, now it's the second Margot Kidder movie on our list.
Yes, go figure.
Second Margot Kidder one.
Yeah.
And did you see the remake with Ryan Reynolds?
I did see and again, the remake goes against what I enjoyed about the first one. Is that within 10 minutes you're seeing these ghosts very clearly. There's a lot of like music video editing and cutting and sound effects where it just dials everything up. And for me, for a supernatural haunted house movie, slow burn is usually the best way to go for me, because it immerses you in the story, so that when things take more of a leap, The Conjuring did this really well. It's much more of a slow burn. When things really start to go crazy, you've already bought into the family that's living there and that's experiencing these things. So the remake, I don't know.
Well, and it's the second Chloe Moretz remake.
Yes, that is true.
But,
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Is the second one. Well, I mean, because I think because Ricky was messaging me, he's like, "Oh, I also saw the remake." I'm like, "Oh, the one with Ryan Reynolds' pajamas."
Yep. Yeah.
Because, and I told him too. I'm like,
And he was good in that. Yeah.
I mean, he was, but I mean, this is what he was trying to say before, is when people are hired for the remakes. I'm not gonna complain about it. Let me be honest on that. But did Ryan Reynolds have to chop wood in the pajamas? You know, no shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like the movie just felt like it was. They were just trying to use his hotness as a kind of a drawing point on it. You know, James Brolin did not walk around shirtless in his movie.
He didn't
You know
need
what
to.
I mean? No. and in the remake, you can tell this was that Hollywood style. So, you know, you had those scenes. I mean, I still do somewhat like the remake, don't get me wrong. But the original itself, I've seen the sequels. Actually, part 2 is not too bad. But I think I'm trying to remember the name. There's one that I started. I got about 20 minutes in and stopped. And it was a found footage Amityville movie. I want to say it came out within the last maybe 3 years.
There's been so many of them.
So many.
Dozens.
So many. And I think is that everybody's missing the point. Everybody's just trying to one up the other one, but like you can go back to the basics on the movie and still remake that. Don't do like the Psycho remake, but let me hit these comments up. Hold on. All right. Frida says, yes, haunting houses are located here in Connecticut. Many movies are made here. Still, folks see ghosts and hear sounds and noises a lot, especially what my eldest says. We have many.
There's tons of them around here.
We used to have one in Bridgeport that, like, when you would, as you were walking to school, you cross the street to just walk like the distance of that house before you cross back the street. Like nobody would walk literally in front of that house. Your baby sister lived across the cemetery where she would hear noises coming from the cemetery, but especially a woman who worked next to the arms manufacturer.
Ooh.
Where they buried her alive. Oh God. Which sister was this, Mom? She's not living there anymore, right? All right, Adam, Amityville Horror, either one freaked me out. And whenever I see those windows somewhere, I get creeped out. And it's funny because there are some houses that have the similar, like, it's not the exact window shapes of it, but when you see the two things, you look at it and you're like, Amityville. But
it's like two eyes just peering out into the street.
When he bounces back, I'll make sure we'll go back to yours, but go ahead and give us, what time is it? 9:30 almost. All right, go ahead and give us your next one.
All right, let's see. My next one is Alien, 1979, classic sci-fi horror. No, it's Ridley Scott, of course, about a group of blue-collar workers towing mineral back to Earth from whence they came across space. They're woken out of their stasis, their cryosleep, what have you, because they get a signal from another station, and they go to the planet, and something ends up climbing on board with them. LV-426, yeah. And through some very unfortunate circumstances, they get an alien life form on the ship. This is such a great film. I would say it has elements of Haunted House and a slasher film. The slasher film in that it's kind of a body count movie in which you have a group that is systematically dwindled down to one, or in this case two, if we're counting Jones. Yeah, but also it's a haunted house film in that, you know, it's what happens if the house is in space and it's industrial and the ghost is a corporeal, terrifying alien. And I mean, this one and my final film, there's not too much to add. Speaking of isolating and claustrophobic, that's what the art direction of the film does. We've come to now really understand how much there are undercurrents of sexual violence in this film, not to mention the fact that the alien design is very phallic, but there's lots of forced impregnation, forced birth, a lot of, you know, penetrative imagery going on. I'm not sure what that all means in the grand scheme of things, but you know, we have also a great final girl in Ellen Ripley, who I think my understanding is that it was written as gender ambiguous, and they just wanted the best actor.
It was supposed to be a male. It was
it was I think originally conceived as a male.
Yep.
And then Sigourney Weaver came in and with changing their only pronouns, and I think that's it. It fit her perfectly, and which goes to show you, it's like all that you need to do to make more female roles is just switch the pronouns, and the rest of it will most likely work itself out. No, it's a great film, great score, terrifying, a lot of slow builds, slow burn tension, and of course, as we know, what it's saying about kind of corporate disinterest and how, you know, if it means a benefit to the bottom line, a corporation will just kind of nix the human aspect out. And it's something that I feel like a lot of us can feel viscerally on a gut level.
Yeah, I worked in the corporate world. Not anymore, but I did. I mean, Alien. I mean, it's a classic. You know, when I had written up the description for the episode, you know, this was one of the decades where icons came out. You know, not icons just in like as far as your killers, but as your final girls, even shit, I'm losing myself. That damn pen was strong. But Alien
Joey.
Alien is it's another one. I see it every year. If I flip around on DirecTV and someone has it on, I will watch it. You know, the funny argument I always hear is everybody always thinks that Aliens is better than Alien, but Aliens completely lost the horror, the true horror aspect that Alien had.
Yeah,
I disagree with that though.
It had some intense moments, but I know what you mean. It's like
you can't
the sense of sorry, got it?
No.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. The vibe is completely different. I wouldn't say it's better or worse. For me, I prefer the kind of small scale.
I'm gonna go. They're equal.
Yeah, that's a good.
They're
shout,
equal,
yeah.
but if you put them and you use the less than greater than, I would always aim the greater than toward Alien itself.
Same. It's much more my cup of tea for sure. I love Aliens. It's a blast, but you know, Alien had that kind of like uncanny, like you're not sure what I can't even imagine what it was like in the 70s, not knowing necessarily what the xenomorph looked like, and just kind of having absolute like by the time I saw Alien, I had already known what the alien design looked like. I had heard about a lot of these iconic moments and iconic scenes.
See, I was introduced to Alien through the movies, so I never knew what it was until I saw it. Yeah, I never looked at it that way. That's true.
Well, just to catch you up real quick, so that, and then we'll as you heard, he's saying Alien.
Comments up.
Yeah, I did. We're caught up until my mom. Where it says Adam loved Ryan without his shirt. Oh, Adam, Juan loved Ryan. Damn it, that's what he said. Hold on. I'll
Never mind. It's fine. I got you. I see.
Those are the next ones.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I mean, that's what they did it for, you know.
Yeah. Actually, go ahead and read those really quick. I'll be faster than you.
But hold on a second. I don't know what. Oh, okay. Never went at night, and folks used to say the word I say they would see this poor lady. Yes, her sister moved after a year. I still don't pass her because the cemetery is off limits. That's out of context for me, unfortunately. I always enjoyed Alfred Hitchcock and the Twilight Zone. You can't go wrong with the
Same.
Twilight Zone. Oh man, you know what? I'd be up late at night. Sometimes I want to just put something on. Twilight Zone always slaps, man.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Amityville and Jaws is way too much for one time. No thanks.
Oh,
Amityville, is that what? Massachusetts? What's it?
I
Yeah,
think
right. Is that where it's at?
I believe we were trying to. My friend and I were trying to figure this out. I think that Amity Amity's not a real place, but I think that it's Long Island. I always thought it was Massachusetts, but I believe that just geographically, I think that it's meant to be Long Island, but I'm not sure.
That makes more sense, yeah. Back
I'm not
then
sure.
the TV was black and white. It was still interesting. Yeah, I love black and white movies. And first time I saw Alien, I had no idea what it looked like. Yeah, man.
I wish I had that
Robbie's-
luxury. I couldn't even
same.
imagine.
When I was a kid and I first saw that xenomorph in the first film, god damn, stuff with
But
nightmares. No, yeah.
Like it's like the first time that you see it, when it first like comes down behind I think it's Harry Dean Stanton.
Harry D. Stanton's character.
kind of
Yeah, I forgot his name, but yeah.
quietly leaps down to the floor and then kind of hovers back up, and it's
no
like
sound,
you're like,
just-
what is that? You guys, I have a heart out very shortly.
All right.
But
Actually,
may I give you the final one really quick?
yeah, go ahead. Give your final one.
Final one is the one that I've been building up to, Halloween 1978, directed and written by our friend John Carpenter, co-written by Deborah Hill, Jamie Lee Curtis. The same way that Black Christmas kind of started, bringing all these different touches to it, the POV of the killer, the silent the silent killer who is kind of picking people off without the final girl realizing it, the final girl, the useless authorities on the scene. There's so much of it that Halloween ended up, I think John Carpenter even said he would like to make his own version of Black Christmas, but just set it on Halloween, and I think
He did it.
lovingly took a lot of elements from Black Christmas, made it his own, and it's my favorite film just because the every part of it is so iconic and it's so well developed. It's so simple. It's very streamlined, again, as John Carpenter is wont to do. He's not one to do too much backstory, too much dialogue. The score is incredible. I mean, just every second of that film, I just want to bathe in it. It's such a beautiful film. And a note to filmmakers now, it is possible to make a film that it's set almost entirely at night and still have it pop with color and with shadow and with light, and not make it look like you're looking at a blank screen for the entire thing.
Amen.
And I'm like, there is a skill to it, and
Amen.
you don't need a light source that makes sense. It just does it look good? Does it enhance the scene that's going on?
And it feels like Halloween. It feels like Halloween.
Like the whole Halloween's my favorite holiday. I think I'm not alone in that one. And just the vibe of Midwest October 31st is so again, it's just the kind of atmosphere you just want to wallow in. And every Halloween I have to watch it. I will not go to sleep until I've finished it. You have Michael Myers, iconic characters, iconic score, countless iconic scenes and images, iconic lines, speed kills, all that stuff.
The keys,
The keys. It's stuff that I still every time I'm trying to get into a tour that's dark. I'm like, the keys.
I do the same thing.
But it's I mean, I could do it, and we can do an entire episode just on this, and I would not stop talking about it. But it's just I don't know if anyone I have to actually go, you guys, but
I know you guys.
I
Thank you
do love this
so
film.
much.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.
It'll be another
Peace
month,
out,
and
Rob.
it's gonna be the 80s, Rob.
Yes, let's do it.
That's what I'm waiting for, baby.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, brother.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So while you were gone,
Hold on. I'm glad he had mentioned Deborah Hill when he discussed Halloween, because she wrote all of the dialogue for the female characters in this movie, because Carpenter was like, what the fuck do I know about a teenage female star? He gave it to her, and bro, it's just perfect, man. It's a perfect film.
and then while you
you're
were
saying?
gone, the one that I had mentioned was Amityville Horror.
Amityville Horror. It's funny because I just saw the remake
Well,
I
like,
just saw the remake the other day. I
give your-
told
also
you.
give your thoughts.
But I will.
Give on both because we were we were trying
yeah.
to buy time and we talked about the remake too.
Yeah, because it's funny 'cause we were talking about Chloe Maurice Grace. She was the
And-
little. She was the kid. I'm like, what the
Right.
frick?
This is it's
I'm
the
like, is
second-
that?
it's the second Chloe Moritz
yeah.
remake that we talked about tonight.
The
so-
original rules, the remake, I'm not a fan. I saw it like, oh man, it's hot. It got Hollywood up.
Literally, I said that.
It's-
I said, I'm like, as Ricky would say, this is like Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't like the effects they used in it, and they just made it more like, they wanted to make it more fancy than make it more visceral and like in your face. The dread just wasn't there at all, man. The real story that was that what was the Lutz, was it the Lutz family, right?
The Lutz family.
What they
'cause
fucking went through
yeah.
was horrific, and this movie, to me, the remake, didn't. It wasn't justified. It just
didn't
felt,
capture
it felt
it.
artificial. And like I told you, I said, God, Dad, why the fuck was Ryan Reynolds always without a fucking shirt? Jesus
That's what we were
Christ.
talking about. That's why
But-
Adam put the comment about because
Yeah.
we were like because they use it was another one like you were trying to say is for this instance they use Ryan's body and his looks as
Yeah.
like to bring the audience in
Yeah.
where James Brolin wasn't shirtless.
No, not he was
And James
he-
Brolin was a good-looking man,
but
you know, especially
yeah,
back
but
in that day.
what year was this? It was the movie is 70. What was the movie?
79.
The original 79.
79.
Year, that's the year I was born. So you look at this character, he looked like a burly man from the fucking 70s. And you look at
70s.
Ryan Reynolds, which that movie was in the 2000s, but it still took place in the 70s.
Yeah,
right.
It took place. It
But
was supposed to take
you
place
wouldn't
then.
know. You wouldn't know,
No.
bro. The set
Because
design
no
was
man
so.
looked.
Oh
but
my
the other thing,
God.
no man looked like that in the 70s.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. I think Ryan Reynolds was trying to shed his comedy roots a bit, so he wanted to
And that-
be more
yeah.
masculine. I think that's what they were going for. I'm pretty sure he had a role in it. Maybe he was a producer on this. I don't know. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't the Amityville Horror. It was so watered down. But the original, good shout on adding the original on here because it is
I had to.
a
I mean, like,
classic tale, and now it depends on how much you believe of it, but it's based on actual
True story.
true
Ronald
events.
DeBale. Yeah.
Yes.
So and
The
then the Warrens
families are
were
real.
involved in this. It was because that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. While you were gone, we were discussing. You grew up. You were in New England also, like.
Mhm.
Growing up in New England, haunted homes are something we hear about for
A
years.
Haunting of
The
Connecticut.
lores,
man.
legends, everything.
in White,
everything
the
is
melon heads,
all
we got
around
all
there.
that
The
shit
melon
around here,
heads.
bro.
Yeah, I was going to mention the melon heads.
Hold
Wait,
on,
how many more? How many more do you have left? Because I know that we jumped on his. I have 2, and you got.
I got two.
All right, so then
I'll make it quick though. Yeah. Real quick. Halloween scared the shit out of me when scared. You can swear on here, okay?
Yeah.
Halloween scared the S out of me the first time. What about Silence of the Lambs?
That's the
Lambs,
90s,
lambs,
Mom.
lambs.
That's
Sorry,
the 90s,
sorry.
Mom. She corrected herself.
I know. That's why.
We might get there, Mom.
Pete Rock says
Can't
to
believe
this
I'm saying
day,
Mom.
the only
I'm trying to
horror
lie.
movie that still gets me and I wouldn't want to watch it alone in the dark is the original Exorcist.
We didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up because I figured somebody else
Yeah,
might. But,
but-
everybody talks about it so
Yeah,
much that
this is yeah.
I want to
We-
highlight. Stuff
I wanted
that
to bring
not
up
many people-
movies that a lot of people don't really talk about.
Yeah,
I agree.
same.
I agree with my baby boy. That's you. Enjoy the weed, Rob. Yeah,
I'm not the
Rob's
baby
gonna,
boy.
Rob's gonna hit that.
P
that-
Rock is the baby boy.
No, oh yeah. Okay, my boys, gotta go. Love you and keep it up. Doing great. Night. Good night, Miss Frida. Love you too.
Bendición.
All right. So my penultimate pick. I'll be really fast with this. I don't think you've seen this movie. I don't think a lot of people have seen this movie. And you know how I discovered this movie was thanks to JR and Radar the Board. The houses that horror built. This is a show they have on our channel.
House?
This is House 1977.
I've
Have you
seen
seen
it.
this? You've seen this?
What do you think JR saw it?
Oh, so you're
You got to
taking
remember,
credit. You're
I'm
taking
the
credit.
no,
You're
I'm
taking
the
credit.
old. Listen, I'm the oldest one. When we had to go rent movies because I looked older, I
Yo.
went in there and grabbed the things. Yes,
This
I'm not
movie.
JR. Hold on, JR. I don't want you. I'm not totally taking credit, but you do have to remember, I'm the one that went in to
My
go
bad. I
rent them.
give JR credit. I should have
Once-
give you credit. My bad.
But yes, House is a fucking awesome movie.
This movie, if P-Rock, if you're here, you have to smoke and watch this movie. Jesus, this is an acid trip. This movie, there's not there's no wasted anything in this movie. Every cut, every line of dialogue, every music cue, every transition, the colors, everything in this movie, just everything is made to like pop and get your attention. It's such an artful film. It's a gorgeous film, even for 77. And of course, the effects are dated, but that's what gives it its charm. I'll make a brief synopsis. It's about this girl. Her name is Gorgeous, and her dad has a wife. I guess he's gonna marry her. It's gonna be her stepmom. Her mom passed away, so she was not feeling that. So she went on they're in high school. They had a summer vacation. So her and her friends, they're about 17 years old, so they're gonna be seniors, I'm assuming. It's a Japanese movie, by the way. That's what makes it even better. A Japanese horror. We don't do much of those.
Is it Japanese? Oh, I thought we were talking about the American House.
Oh, that's an 80s film, the House.
Oh yeah, no, I thought. I didn't introduce them.
So you took all that credit, and damn.
No, I thought you were talking about the house.
I'm 19. Anyway, so now you have to see this movie.
Yeah,
bro.
I didn't see it.
This movie is pure insanity, bro. So these friends, and they're all comic book characters, bro. They're like these 7 girls. Again, the main one's called Gorgeous. She's the prettiest one of the bunch, right? And within the story. And now all the other characters, for example, there's a character called Melody, where she's the musician of the group. There is a girl, my favorite character. Her name is Kung Fu. Mind you, they don't got real names. They all got nicknames. She's Kung Fu. She actually knows Kung Fu. So she's the brave one that always jumps into action when the horror starts happening. So basically, it's a haunted house. They go live with her aunt for the summer vacation. The aunt is this what's that word? Jesus Christ. Her aunt is pretty much almost like this witch type character, right?
Malevolent?
Malevolent. Jesus Christ. Anyway, whatever. Her aunt so in order to like get her vitals up, she needs to eat. So she eats these girls one by one, and her vitals. First of all, when they first meet her, she's in a fucking wheelchair, and all of a sudden, after the first girl dies, she's up, up and about, dancing. Like, what the hell? How did you, Oh, because you're here, my spirits are lifted, whatever. But that's not even the point, bro. This movie is just pure insanity. Nothing makes sense, but it's not supposed to. This movie will never be replicated. It's a one of a kind. Everyone needs to see this movie at least once. It's only an hour and 25 minutes, so it's not a long movie. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The ending it does drag a bit, but again, it has one of these scores where it sticks with you. It's very whimsical. It's surreal. Again, we keep saying these movies it's like it's dreamlike. This movie feels like it also feels like a fever dream, Like there's body parts flying all over the place. There's this cat that has supernatural powers. You know what I mean? Like it's a fucking insane movie, and the deaths are outrageous. It's always giving you something on screen, so nothing is wasted in this movie. And it's subtitled, obviously. But it's a Japanese film. It's a horror film. And I recommend everyone has to watch it at least once because it's very unique. It's a very, I hate using like artsy farty, but this movie, it feels like almost like a film school experiment. Try and make the most craziest film you can, but keep it within the narrative structure of an actual movie trying to attempt to tell a story. And it does, which is a basic story, but I guarantee you, Joe, you would say to yourself, I've never seen a movie like this, bro. Whether you like it or not,
so
it's up to debate, but it's very unique.
Was the one that I thought was the house, was that the sequel to, I'm not the sequel, the
No, you're
remake
talking
to
about
it?
the 80s movie with the fucking guy that lives in a house. It got George Wendt from Cheers in it.
Yeah,
right?
so that wasn't the remake of this one? All right,
No.
I know, JR. Again, I didn't realize that there was a previous house. I did, I know. I'm gonna hold on. I got this.
How that looked up. Oh,
I know, I'm getting there. I got this. No. So listen, I admit I was wrong. I thought he was talking about the house one.
Yeah.
With the
no,
George
me
Wendt.
too.
So,
No, I didn't know about this movie until
how do I
JR
look?
and Radar did the video.
It looked like I didn't know, and I didn't know that this was not the movie we were talking about. So
it's on Prime,
I feel
Joe. It's on
fine.
Prime. No, I'm sorry. No. It's on HBO. You got Max, right?
Radar, sorry, before me. Yeah, Max. Radar, sorry.
So yeah, Radar was the one that suggested, right? That's why honestly, the reason why I put this movie on my list is because GR was supposed to be here. I mean, I didn't know he was gonna be sick. I'm not saying anything in that vein, but I put it because I wanted GR to elaborate because he's the one that really they made an episode. It's on our channel.
Yeah, so
the
make sure to
House of
check
the
that
Horror
out.
Build.
Right,
Check it out. Check it out.
Craziest
Yeah,
last few
dude,
minutes
trust
of the film.
me, yes.
It's just as
Joe,
funny.
you have to be fucking nice to watch this movie.
I will. P-Rock, JR is creeping. He sure is, P-Rock. He sure is. All of a sudden, he came up wrong
made my
decade.
night.
I know. I just admit that it's
He
the
made my
wrong
night with that. Yeah, that shit Joe was
Wrong
wrong
night.
as
All right.
usual. I love as usual too. That was a good.
Godzilla is one of the things. Remember, Godzilla. Well, Godzilla's is like the 40s and 30s. We haven't gone there.
Godzilla.
He just said his word. All right.
Yeah.
So mine.
Go
I
for
know.
it.
I know.
No, go for it, go for it,
I
yeah.
know. I know. We're looking at the time also because
Okay.
a little bit longer. All right. So, and you just said you just saw this one. It's the second Donald Sutherland film on this list, and that's Invasion of the Body Snatchers, released in 1978, directed by Philip Kaufman. And let me just name all the actors in this movie: Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Leonard Nimoy, Jeff Goldblum, and the
Jeff
second
Goldblum,
time
Goldblum, not Goldblum.
Goldblum.
I said Goldblum.
And the second other person we're going to mention, Veronica Cartwright, who was also in Alien.
Yep.
This is her second film on this list. I saw the original one, the black and white, and the black and white was just as scary. What I loved about this one is the sense of paranoia that comes over you throughout the movie, because you start realizing, especially as they're making the phone calls, that more and more people have turned, and you're now in the city of San Francisco, and these spores from another planet that's been dying have made it all the way to Earth. They've gone to other planets, but they've made it to ours, where they develop into these little tiny flowers. I'm so fucked if this happens because, I love my plants. I got my garden in the back. So if I see some rare little plant that just showed up, I'm going to think that, ooh, my plants just made something new. I'm going to be a pod person.
Pod person.
But just as the movie kept going, all of our main characters all intersect, and the movie just continued to make you feel more and more isolated. The scenes with Donald Sutherland and Brooke Adams running through the streets of San Francisco, and they're the only ones, and their shadows hitting the walls, and then all of a sudden the crowd comes chasing after them, because these beings have like a mind mentality. Like when they spot one, they can all go running.
Hive mind.
Hive mind. The special effects for, again, I think what I say, 1978, the special effects were awesome. The spores, when they landed on the plants and began to basically let out their tendrils and mutate.
Oh, great. That opening sequence was awesome.
It was and it was so simple. So simple.
And it's everything you needed to know.
Yes. Oh, I think I said this one scene on there, especially for the people who've seen it, his like always classic is, there's mutations that happens with these spores also, because a dog shows up with a human's face on him.
Dude. That was pure.
Oh, you just saw it.
Fuel.
Wait a minute, wait, because you just saw it for the first.
Yeah.
See, I've seen this before many times.
I've never seen that clip ever. I can't believe that.
And it's funny because I always, when that pops up, I'm like, it's funny that Rick's never used that clip on something.
There you go. I would have used that ad nauseum.
If you would have seen
second
this,
time I used that word today, but it makes sense. I would have used that so many times. And I when I first saw this movie again a few months ago, bro, that scene was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on here? Did you know? Oh, finished. Then
go ahead.
All right. No, I was gonna ask you, because you mentioned the cast of this movie, right? Did you know who played the guy in the very beginning when the pod started landing on Earth on the plants and shit? The lady grabbed the plant. They had that priest on the swing. Remember that? You know who that actor was in that?
No.
He recently just passed away. Robert Duvall.
No.
He cameoed. He said, "I
Holy
want to be
shit.
in this movie. Put me wherever. I'll do whatever." All right, well, they put him on the
That's
swing.
Robert
So
Duvall.
that's him.
Because even the guy that gets hit when they're driving on the street.
He was in
and
the
hit-
original movie, right?
He gets yes. He
That's
gets
it.
yes. I mean it's this
Oh,
movie
that's
is
cool. Little
awesome.
callback. Yeah, that was great.
When I told Adam we have to watch it, for some reason I thought it was a 2.5 hour movie. It's close to 2 hours.
It's good. It goes by
Unfortunately, we
quick,
saw
though.
it on Tubi, so you'd have the commercials. But I mean, I knew I had to put this on here. I think we had discussed that we might, once we get to the more current, we're gonna circle back and maybe hit the 50s. That I'm gonna bring up the original one, but
I don't think I've seen any movie from the 50s that I can remember.
the thing I can say is that, and I sat there because I knew that Adam hadn't seen this. I told, but he goes after we finished. He goes, I saw is there another one that was black and white? I go, yeah, that's the original one.
Yeah, original.
I saw that one. As you get to the end of this movie, and Donald Sutherland's character has been trying really hard at this point,
yeah, dude,
to get like save us. Basically,
I've seen that before. Yeah,
he's working to save us, and then you see him in the office, and you see him clipping the newspaper like he had clipped in the beginning of the movie. It's just looking all normal, and he's walking, everything looks normal, and I don't have the character name, but Veronica Cartwright's character calls out to him, the last remaining. She's the final girl, unless the aliens get her. That's another part. Veronica Cartwright is the final girl in this movie because you had
Nancy, her name.
All right,
That was Jeff Goldblum's woman in the movie, right?
Yeah, his girlfriend. Yeah. When she calls out to him and he turns around and his face contorts and he does the shrieking,
and that's what
and
they
you
all
realize that Donald didn't fucking make it.
He didn't make it.
It just crushes your soul.
The brilliance of that scene is that they established that they established that only for the sole purpose for that ending, and that is, to me. And I seen that ending before. I seen that clip. Everyone seen.
But
that
you didn't know how it was gonna hit.
But I didn't know. Even so, when I saw
As
this
watching the
movie, it still surprised me. I was like, "Oh, that's the context behind it," and it blew me away. That is one of the greatest, and I'm not even this ain't hyperbole, bro. For me, one of the greatest endings I've ever seen.
I think
because
it made
the way
it
it built up to it, and like you said, that's our guy. He's the health inspector. The guy with the capers and shit. We spent the whole
Ratchet.
Ratchet. I love capers. He spent the whole fucking movie with we spent the movie with him, his peoples, and Jeff Goldblum was his buddy. We spent it with them, and then when we think, yes, he's going back to his mundane life, but no, now he's one of them. He's a pod person, and he sees her, and she is not infected, but he starts. Wow! Now I see why that clip is so significant and like iconic. Because
AMC
the way they
on their
built
scariest
up to
moments
it.
in AMC and their scariest moments in horror. This is
Yeah.
that's right
I
in
would
there.
imagine-
And everybody discussed now that when you go back now, if you rewatch that series and they get to this
Dude,
movie and you
yeah.
listen to everybody talk, now you understand
That would
why
have hit
that
so much
scene
harder if I'd
hits
never
you.
seen
Yes.
that clip. So imagine people in the theater in 75? What 76? What is it?
No, 78.
78. Imagine being in a theater and you seeing that. Oh my! Everyone's jaw must have been gaped. Like God.
And and hearing all of a sudden Adam's reaction, I was like, I knew he didn't.
Oh, so what was his reaction?
Because he was all like, he's like, man, he is trying really hard. He is not gonna give up, And then it goes into the whole sequence of seeing him like in the like you said, the ending sequence.
Yeah.
In his normal everyday life, and
Yeah.
then when it shows him going like this, he's like, oh. I'm like, I knew you didn't see it.
And how about when all the pods were forming in his fucking back? Oh man.
And that so in the
effects
50s
were
pod,
so good.
the 50s pods are still just as scary the way that they come out, but this
Yep.
one,
Yeah.
the way they come out, the slow, it actually gave me feels of the werewolf transformation in American in Werewolf in London.
I love
slow
that they
coming
took
out of
the. You mentioned it earlier. I love how they took the original actor. They made him the guy running. trying to warn people. Like, if he gets killed, like,
They're coming.
it's
they're
almost
coming.
like it's the same character still trying to
He's
warn
still
people.
trying to warn you.
Yeah. P-Rock says the plants will turn you into a clicker. When I think of like anything plants or anything, I think of The Last of Us for some reason. I know they're mushrooms and spores, but
Well, don't forget, we also before The Last of Us, we had done Into the Earth or In the Earth.
oh
The
yeah,
one that-
boring movie. The one that
But yeah, but it was
forward to
still the
tears.
It was still the fungus that was basically what all
Oh,
these.
yeah.
It was yeah.
Wow,
it was
God, dang, I remember. Now.
you didn't
Yeah,
notice that?
No, I.
Like that's when we did The
dude.
Last of Us. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
this is In the Earth.
Adam says I went into this not expecting a lot as I saw the first, which was a remake. Yes. Oh, the first one, no, not the 50s. This is a remake. It's crazy to talk about a 70s film and that's a remake.
Yeah,
It was really
which is also
good.
based on a book. The book is called
Yeah,
The Body
yeah.
Snatcher.
I'm back. Where's Dashing Robbie?
Oh,
Robbie
he's at
went
the
to
movies
go
to
watch
go
a
see
movie,
Hokum.
yeah.
He went to go see Hokum.
Yep. By the way, Joe, we're gonna talk about that next week. Is
Yeah,
that true?
next week.
Right?
Yep.
You'll announce it. He'd have to go smoke. It's hybrid blood.
Well,
Yo,
he said later on, so he was gonna go smoke
P-Rock
before the
don't
movie.
forget, yo. He said hybrid. Yo. P-Rock's the man. Speaking of Jeff, you guys need to do an episode talk about the fly.
We
Bro,
did.
We did a double feature.
It's called a double feature. Go to our channel.
Go to yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Well, who was first? Was yours was first?
Horror
right?
Fiend Drive-In Theater and movies that fucked me up.
Fucked me
Joe
up,
went into the grossness, and I just talked about the overall story of the movie. But yeah, it's on our channel. The Fly, classic Cronenberg, classic. Oh,
Classic.
that movie's a masterpiece. I love The Last of Us. I didn't bother with the second season. I don't care for it after what. Yeah. Anyway, send Holcomb link, Joe.
I-
What link?
John. We're going on Sunday.
Oh,
to go
got
see
you,
it.
got you, got you.
And it's funny
Okay,
because
I
so
will
the
rewatch.
the movie theater that I'm going, for some reason, and it happens often when you have movies that are more independent, they're not put in the larger
Yeah.
theaters.
Mhm.
So some son of a bitch took the seat that I normally would take. So
Wow.
we're filling up all the seats next to him. So Lexi is now gonna end up sitting next to the guy, and we're kind of hoping he's just gonna move over.
Let me go into my last one so we can wrap
Yeah, go
it
ahead,
up.
go ahead. Yeah, so we can wrap it up.
Now,
Sorry.
again, because there's so many films in the 70s that are classic, iconic. We didn't want to bring up like Jaws, The Exorcist. And again, I'm not going to bring up Dawn of the Dead, which is my all-time favorite movie, my number one. I know everyone thinks it's Jaws, but I think Dawn of the Dead, if I got to
It
pick
is
a
yours.
movie to
Yeah,
watch,
it's
it's
Dawn.
Dawn. It's Dawn. It's
not-
Dawn.
yeah,
It's
no.
Dawn.
Jaws is like
Dawn, Jaws is,
they're both equal.
listen,
But
Jaws
there's
is
just a little bit more that you have for Dawn.
Jaws is the superior film, but Dawn that's me, man.
Your favorite. That's you.
I cherish that film. But I gotta bring up a zombie film here, Joe. 1979. Again, going back to the year I was born. I just told you the name of this movie. One of our favorites that we came to love. One of our favorite filmmakers, at least for me, Lucio Fulci. Zombie. Now, this movie, again, I mentioned Dawn of the Dead because the Dario Argento is one of the producers for Dawn of the Dead. And he told Romero, I will help fund this movie. I will help finance it if you give me complete control over the release in Europe. So Romero said, I'll make my movie the way I want to for the States and everywhere else. All of Europe, yeah, you could do your own cut of the movie, which he did. But you know how Italy is, man. There's no fucking, there's no copyright. So they say, motherfuckers, all right. Because
Wait,
they
did we
changed
do
the
this?
name.
Did we do
They-
it for Brains and Brews or for?
We did do
Horror
it for
Italian?
Brains and Brews. Yeah,
All right.
Brains and Brews.
Make
So-
sure to check out that episode.
Yep, we did cover this. So the story behind it was the original Dawn of the Dead in Italy was called Zombie. Dario Argento's name was attached to it. Obviously, it's his cut. The music's completely different. I encourage everyone, if you haven't seen Argento's version of Dawn of the Dead, it's a lot longer. They added a lot of character development, but they took out a lot of like other things. So I prefer Romero's version, but it's worth watching both. I have both. So, but in Italy, it wasn't called Dawn of the Dead. It was called Zombie. So they decided to take Zombie because all the Italians thought, oh, that's the Romero film. Let's make Zombie 2. but that's Lucio Fulci's zombie, as we came to know. So everyone thinks it's not. It's not related. It's not. But come on. It's a Lucio Fulci film. The music again. That like it's. Again, I keep talking about music, bro.
Classic.
The music.
It's missing in new stuff.
And then the dialogue. There's one scene where this guy is fucking doing an autopsy on this fucking guy that got killed by a zombie, and his superior comes in. And he's like, you know, what's your hypothesis? He's like, well, the death of the poor bastard. Like, what the fuck? He called like the corpse of poor bastard. Anyway, I just love the dialogue in this movie. It gave us shark versus zombie, bro. The first time we get a glimpse of an underwater battle with zombie doing this, like he's doing kung fu moves of the shark. By the way, every shot of the shark is always changing size because it's always using a different shark. The close-ups is a real small shark and the zombies fighting him, but the other establishing shots is the actual other different shark. Hilarious, but still so fucking good. And they got the iconic zombie, the guy that first gets up from the dirt with the fucking maggots coming out of his fucking eye socket and the dirt coming out. And that one death scene with the fucking woman getting her face pulled into the fucking splinter, ripping out her fucking eyeball and shit. And we got the iconic ending where the movie fucking ends. Spoiler, you haven't seen this movie yet, but the zombies invade New York City. That's how the movie fucking ends. So I just needed to add this movie. I know we don't have a lot of time to talk about it. I wish the other guys were here to get their opinions on it. But
if
zombie
anything,
had to be on my list for the 70s.
We can plug. Go ahead and check out our full in-depth conversation.
Yes, we have it in Horror Italiano. It's on our.
I thought it was
Brains
and Brews.
I'm sorry, Brains and Brews. You're right.
Brains and Brews.
Brains and Brews. It's on our playlist. Brains and Brews.
Well, let's hit the comments real quick before I go into mine.
We're going to yours. Yeah. Right. There we go. All right. Are you guys going to do an episode on the new shark horror movie I saw a trailer for recently? I forgot the name, but the trailer showed Neil Neeson, I think, a plane crashing into the water versus
Aaron Eckhart.
Is that Deepwater? Is it?
Yeah, that's Deepwater.
Aaron Eckhart?
And we don't have
it's
it on
not
our
Liam
schedule.
Neeson, you're saying?
It's not Liam. It's Aaron Eckhart. But we don't have it on the schedule right now. I mean, so when it comes to as far as our channel, like we obviously money wise,
it's a lot of movies though. We can't.
It's a lot of movies.
Everything.
I can't. Well, you know, I mean, I have a pass, so I only pay 53 cents for my movies.
But it's not even that though. It's
to go to the movie. I mean, I do go to the movies almost every week, but I want to break it up and not always do horror.
We can't. Yeah, so many movies are coming out. We can't.
Yes.
By the time we get to
we don't have
one
it on
movie,
there.
it might be like 2 months old, you know, and no one wants to hear about it. At that point.
You may see Deepwater on JR's Below the Surface.
Mm-hmm. GR and I just did Thrash drop.
I just saw
Thrash will be on the channel. Yeah, that it will be on the channel. I was like this on it. But,
I liked it. I thought it was fun, man.
I know. Hey, listen, man.
When the fact that, you know, I love Jaws, but I fucking love Deep Blue Sea. I love Deep Blue Sea. Actually, I will say I would love Deep Blue Sea about
that movie for me.
I know, but
it don't hold up well at all.
It doesn't hold
up.
At
the time,
I
it was
saw
fun.
it in the theater.
You watch it again though, it's like, ooh.
But it's still, it's still one of those.
I don't know. I just prefer practical stuff. Anyway,
the underwater battle.
I thought you said I thought you said water bottle. What movie is this?
Underwater battle. The zombie versus shark.
Oh, he saw it. P-Rock saw that movie.
He must have seen a clip of it.
Zombie was moving like McCo. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. The zombie was like.
All right.
The cat to talk made me laugh from Thrash. The cat to talk? What? Joe, elaborate. What's that? That's your movie.
Cat. I don't remember a cat talking in trash.
Made me laugh. Elaborate, Lexi. I'm curious.
She should be at work, so she shouldn't be high right now.
So JR says we will be doing Hive 2026 to be original for What's Your Story. Hive, cool. I never heard of it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's with a girl who plays America Chavez.
Oh yeah. Xochitl Gonzalez or something like that.
Yep. All right,
cool.
So my last one, and we'll keep it.
Okay, hold on. She fixed it. Cat to her. Oh, category 2 hurricane.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. See, you Florida people, man. That's your lingo. We don't get that many hurricanes over here on the East Coast.
So my last one. And it's funny because I know he had to leave, but when Robbie had talked about where the phone calls coming from inside the house, my last one is When a Stranger Calls, released in 1979, directed by Fred Walton, and it stars Carol Kane and Charles Durning. She's a babysitter. She shows up to the house, like the beginning part, the cold open. She gets to the house and she gets this phone call and says, "Have you checked on the children recently?" So this is like, for me, like I know like the phone call in Black Christmas is completely different than the phone call here. Like we know how the Black
So
Christmas phone
this
calls are.
so 79. So this is after. Okay.
Yeah, this was after.
Oh.
But which is why I say with the phone call I'll get there. But so she starts getting these phone calls. She calls the restaurant where the doctor was going to go to eat, and she's told that they left like 40 minutes ago. And she continues to get these phone calls. And then they said, "You're going to have to keep the person a little longer." And this is the second movie where the call is coming from inside the house. Get out. Now, in Black Christmas, they told her to be calm. In this one, they're like, "Get out." So
Yeah.
she
See,
goes,
this one makes more sense. I never understood that. Don't go nowhere. Don't make no sudden moves.
yeah, no, they tell her
Motherfucker.
they tell her to get out. And then when she shows up, the police are there. They end up finding out that I took his name, hold on. Duncan is the name of the killer. Duncan had actually killed the children like hours before that. When the autopsy was done, the autopsy realized that no weapons were used to tear these children apart.
Damn.
Thank you. What'd you say that? Would you say there?
Damn. That's
So yes, they don't show
Jesus
that,
Christ.
but there's a scene that shows a flashback with him being covered in blood and showing the children. So then ends up getting captured, and he goes to a mental institution because they deem him insane. He then escapes. 7 years later is when he escapes. And you now have him out on the streets, that you know who your killer is. It's not even a movie that is hiding your killer. So
You
it's
know
not
who
like,
it is. Like
yeah,
it's like New Year's Evil, right?
yes, like you already know who the killer is, and he ends up finding out where Jill, Carol Kane's character,
Cocaine.
now she's a mom with 2 children, and she's out to dinner, and they were like, "Oh, you got a phone call," and they didn't ask for her, but she goes, "I'll get it." And when she answered the phone, the killer goes, "Have you checked on your children recently?" And the scene, the camera going onto her face, like this was 7 years ago. And the story got out that the guy had escaped. So, he comes after her.
Yeah.
It's not like the whole gory thing. It's that this generation will never understand the fear of that telephone ringing in the middle of the night. You know what I'm talking about? The old
The house
rotary
phone, the
phones.
rotary phone. Because it's never good news.
It's never good news.
Never.
And if you get crank calls, you would get crank calls back in the day. There's no caller ID. You don't know who's calling you. So this is it's I had Adam watch it. He's like, the acting wasn't all that great. But it's 1979.
Fucking, hey, that's no excuse for that. We talked about a lot of good.
No, I
70s
know.
movies with acting.
But it's still, it's just with this one, you knew who your killer was. So, and Charles Jurning's character was a police officer in the beginning of the movie, and now he's a private detective, and he heard he'd gotten out. So the father of the children who were murdered hired him to find him. His goal was to kill him. It wasn't even to arrest him. He was searching for him to kill him. And he said something about, I'm going to use it. Take him out. And he goes, I'm going to use who?
To make him cease to exist, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To take, basically
end
kill
his
him.
life.
And he goes, I'm going to use a, damn it. He might have laid down. I think he said a nail pin. I'm like, what the fuck is a nail pin? And then when the characters meet up and he pulls it out, it's this long ass fucking nail that he was going to use to kill the guy. I'm like, nail? You couldn't have gotten a knife? I mean, dude, you're a fucking private detective. You ain't got a gun. He was going for this nail thing. But it's a, Carol Kane, I had almost always seen her in comedies, but I had always, before I saw her in comedies, I actually remember this movie first. This is where I first saw her. But it's that whole, the calls coming from inside the house. Like, we have cell phones now. It doesn't hit the same way. But when you can, because you can also somehow have found a way to use the phones inside the house.
And that's why movies from this era, to me, in that time period, are so much scarier because there is no communication, bro. If your house phone is down, there's no internet, there's no cell phones, there's no smartphones, there's nothing. You're fucked.
And when you mentioned that, because after the calls, at the next point, the beginning part, the phone's dead. So when the Duncan comes back to go after Jill, and she's in her room because they go home, they call the cops, the kids are okay, and she's sitting in her bed and she hears a voice, and it's the killer in there. But before that, she was feeling uneasy, so she went to pick up the phone, and the phone was dead. Again, we use cell phones now. The only way your phone's going to be dead if it's your battery is dead or your service is dead. If you go to pick up your house phone and your phone is dead,
that means
someone cut your fucking line. You're so fucked right now. Like, you don't understand. What'd you say? Communication. Your only way of communication was gone. So, I mean, for this is, and they remade this one. The remake, I can't remember who the main lead was, but actually I forget the name, but the remake went the more slasher way. Whereas this one wasn't so much of a slasher. It was just the horror, the call coming from inside the house, being the babysitter, and then this person escaping and then still finding you again. So
cool.
Have you seen either of When a Stranger Calls?
No, never. I've never seen it.
Yeah, like I said, there's two of them.
I gotta say, well, which one do you recommend? The original, obviously, right?
Do both. Listen, we're horror people. You should always check out all movies once.
All right, let's go with it. Yep. I'll see the original first. Rick, Thrash has good cinematography. Yeah, I enjoyed Thrash. I didn't hate it. I just think it could have been better. That's all. But I enjoyed watching it. It's a fun watch. Absolutely agree, JR. On craziest looking baby movies. It's Alive. Yeah, that's it's Alive.
Awesome movies. Those are awesome movies.
Oh god.
Michael Moriarty.
He did the stuff. Jesus Christ. Larry Cohen.
Well, the actor Michael Moriarty.
Oh, yeah, Michael Moriarty. Yeah, he was also in
was
stuff.
it Sally Kellerman?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I
know it's a Larry Cohen film. God, that good. Yeah, that's a good one. Was it Star 67 to call? Yeah, it was Star 67, right?
No, you couldn't do that though.
Or Star 69. Wait, Star 67.
Star 67. No.
But back then there wasn't no such thing.
One of them was block your number, and the other one was call
no.
back.
Star 67 was the call back.
Star 69 you blocked your number.
I used to.
But you couldn't do that in a stranger call because it was the rotary.
Yeah.
By the way,
that wasn't around back then. Yeah.
Because I think when we had done the live last week, I had mentioned to you. Did you check out Pretty Lethal yet?
The series?
The movie. The
no.
one that I was saying, Uma. Can I just say one little thing on it? Only because it made me. So they use a rotary phone.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So
what year the movie takes place in?
In 2026.
Why are they using a rotary phone?
There just happens to be a rotary phone there. So she's trying to dial, and so the girl's like, "This is so useless," and I'm like, "God, you have no idea what it was like to have that phone back." And you sometimes, because remember when you turned it over, you actually had to hear the.
Yeah, you had to hear it. Even if you're fast, it's lagged behind. It's lagged.
You couldn't go fast. You had to.
It's lagged.
Like 3 of them and go. Okay, now the next 2.
This generation don't know.
They don't know, and that's why.
That shit.
This is why I put this movie on here, is because the calls were happening on a phone. Black Christmas, the calls were happening on a phone. And it's different when it took place in the 70s.
We don't get the technology we have now. Yeah.
No, we did not. We did not. All right. So before we sign up,
let me say one thing though. We're not gonna talk about it. No, it's not a question. Because you told me to watch something, and I did. What happened?
I have like this screen in front of me that I can't get rid of.
Well, get rid of it first.
There you go. It's gone. All right. Oh, damn it. It came back again. What'd you watch?
You told me to watch it. I watched Dolly.
Oh.
I thought we were
what
gonna talk
did you
about it. You
think?
didn't fucking bring it up.
What'd you
All right.
think?
I
Well,
won't
JR
say much
wasn't
now.
here.
I won't say much now because I want to really have a discussion about this.
I want JR,
Yeah,
JR, if you're still creeping, like P Rock said, check out Dolly so that way next week when we start.
But I wasn't
live-
expecting this. The only thing I'm gonna say is this: I was not expecting this to be. It's a 2026 film, but it's a grindhouse film the way it was presented, which was cool. We don't get that often anymore. I once I saw like the actual overlay that they used in the movie, like, wait a minute, that overlay looks really familiar.
very, yep. All right,
So,
JR.
yeah.
Check
Bro,
out Dolly so that way
yeah.
we can we don't like, and we could talk like we'll do 15-minute talk and maybe give a quick rating on that
Yeah,
one.
I gotta talk about that
Oh,
movie.
he just commented.
Did he? Let me see. What did he
All
say?
right, so JR, you got a week.
What did he say it? He saw it?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
watch.
sorry, okay.
Watch
I haven't watched it. JR, you got a week. Watch it.
Dude.
We won't go into a full, but before we review Hokum,
this fucking
we'll do.
movie.
Actually, Lexi, if you're still listening, Lexi, you better check out Dolly also. Then
This fucking movie, let me tell you, Joe.
I know.
This is definitely a Joe movie, yo. Jesus
But yeah,
Christ.
so you guys both check it out. So yes, next week we are going back to the theaters with Adam Scott. I don't remember the name of the director, but it's the follow-up to the guy who did Oddity and Caveat.
Oh yeah,
This is his
Caveat
movie.
was pretty good actually.
And so was Oddity.
Oh no, I know that, but everyone,
But-
yeah,
so
we
yes.
talked about that. But Caveat,
So
yeah,
We're gonna be doing Hokum, so make sure to
Oddity.
join us. I did send
that
it to
wasn't
you,
that
Lexi.
wasn't this guy's son, right? Perkins.
No.
Who's
I
the
forgot.
guy from Psycho? His son. What was his name?
Osgood.
Osgood. That's not him.
No,
Right?
no,
he did
it's
Long
not
Legs,
Osgood.
right?
Yeah, he did Long Legs,
Yes,
which
Osgood
is getting
Perkins.
a sequel. I just read, by
All
the way.
right, cool.
So yes, make sure to join us next week for
There you go.
Hokum.
I
Sent it to you. I said like,
Yo, Lex,
my
where's
fucking
Lexi? Is
phone
she
right
high?
there.
Is she
Look,
high
I'm
right now?
sending it. Look, it's Lexi. I sent
Yo,
it to
chill.
you.
We don't want to see your private stuff. Yo, chill.
It's not private. It just says Lexi.
Take us home, brother.
But yes, no, you take us home. But yes, thank you for joining us. I think it's gonna be maybe another month where we're gonna be doing the 80s. So I'm looking forward to that one. But yes, next week is gonna be Hokum. And with that,
son.
Ricky, llévanos pa' casa.
Yes, sir. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us on another live stream. We ran a little long on this one, but it's all right. We don't do these specials that often. We will get back to our regularly scheduled program next week with Hokum. But with that being said, thank you, Robbie Horror, for joining us on this episode. Thank you for everyone who commented tonight and joined the live stream. We appreciate that. Joe, thank you, my brother. And with that being said, stay good, stay healthy, stay fine, stay safe, but most of all, watch horror movies and stay scared.